like, I'm going to take Houston tonight. I just don't kind of doubted this team for a little bit now.
Well, I think he also had a wager on Houston as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
He chose a 3-game losing streak over 40 and
0. Yeah, 40 and 0 or losing your last two, and everybody's like, well,
since 2017.
I mean, Houston just not going to lose 3 in a row. Bill Self has never lost on Big Monday ever in the history of Big Monday at Allen Fieldhouse. They're 40 and 0 now, 41 and 0. So you went with the 2-game losing streak was going to be snapped versus the 40-game losing streak. But you hear it all the time. Like, I know you guys have those fans that are Chiefs fans, friends that no matter what happens, they're doubting, right? All game long, always doubting before the game, don't have that confidence no matter how good they are. That's a lot of, fans do that. I don't know why they always seemingly never have that faith in their team. It's like fans almost like expect the worst, and then when the best happens, they're really happy about that. I don't know if that's, human nature or however you want to look at it, but to me, it's like going into that game last night, KU was going to win. I didn't expect them to open a 20-point lead and blow the doors off of Houston and embarrass them. But I expected them to win that basketball game last night, and it was just a very relaxing watch, I thought, for all of us last night,
Yeah, I thought we got a lot of answers yesterday. And I don't know where people currently sit. I know it is very early in the morning on a Tuesday, and I know not everybody is threaded the way that we are with our professions, so we're up, at least till 10:18 last night till that game ended. We're up this morning doing the show at 6, so you've basically had a chance to hear and see everything.
Right.
Darryn Peterson not only spoke after the game, Darryn Peterson sat down and did an article with ESPN and explained everything that everybody's been asking. So that's something that you had to have asked for, right? I think I'm being fair here because I'm speaking to the criticism of the situation. And that's where I think this is where we start the show off, because if you were a critic of everything that has been going on, you essentially had Christmas yesterday or Hanukkah or whatever it is you celebrate that is one of the biggest holidays in your life, because the guy that you had never heard from, that you were probably angry at for many reasons, I understand, and a team that you didn't know who they were, they basically answered every single one of your questions. Darryn Peterson, are you ever going to talk? Are you ever going to let anybody know your situation? Are you ever going to know how you feel? Did an article, spoke in postgame. Lost to Cincinnati, worst loss under Bill Self. Here's Big Monday. How's this team going to rebound? I just don't really know what this team is. Last night, that was a unit. That was a team that all knew each other well. Your big man in Flory had 4 points. Darryn Peterson wasn't like spectacular, but he had 14 points, hit basically a good night 3 at the, end of the second period or so with about 5 minutes left. It was like, all right, that's it. White balled.
Yeah, Trey White was the guy
he was
last
feeling
night.
it.
He was the
balled.
guy last night, right?
And
he was hyping up the crowd. That was great.
And Melvin Council was a damn general. He was fast. He was throwing up the oops last night. And the third thing that I think gave all of that recognition and clarity is all of that has been put together by Bill Self. And I know that we have Missouri fans and KU fans and K-State fans, but game respects game. And with all the drama and all the stuff that's gone on and everything that has been, there's a reason why that man is 41-0 at home on Big Monday. It doesn't matter the team. It doesn't matter the situation. They blew Iowa State out at home. The score ended up being closer than that game was last night for Houston. They went 5 minutes at one point without scoring. There was a 17-5 run.
It was a 20-point lead.
That carried over into the second half for multiple minutes.
Yeah, Houston couldn't find the broadside of the bar.
And that's
I think
because
they went 7 minutes without hitting a shot last night.
And that's because KU played smothering defense. And that started with Flory. Yep. That's a big son of a gun that can play perimeter defense. And Darryn Peterson was fine. Oh, by the way.
On defense, too.
Shockingly, that's where he made his bones last night. It wasn't the offensive end.
On-ball defense.
And I thought that there was a little bit of a lack of know-it-all of what he did in a play that led to a fast break layup.
Yep.
One of the kids came down. Darryn Peterson stayed step for step, went up. White got the rebound, threw the relay to Council on a dime, and that's when Council took the one bounce and then dunked
Little
it.
two-hander.
But that play happened because Darryn Peterson got transition defense.
He was great on the defensive end last night. And
KU was great because of Bill Self, though.
But absolutely. I mean, there's not enough superlatives to talk about Bill Self and what he's been able to do. And we've mentioned it. He is the greatest coach to walk through the area here in Kansas City. I mean, there's been nobody better at their job, nobody more proficient at their job in the Kansas City sports scene than what Bill Self has done, over these years. I don't even think it is either. I mean, you win 80% of your games. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's just nuts. Like every time you look up something about Bill Self, it's 41-0, 556 straight games now where they haven't lost back-to-back at Allen Fieldhouse since Roy's first year, 88-89, which was a disaster of a year coming off the championship and the suspension. So that's kind of a year that really doesn't count if you're a KU basketball fan. But, I mean, it's record after record after win after win after win. And last night, I think does Darryn Peterson love the game comments, I think, maybe those have to go away a little bit because he played defense like that. People who don't love the game don't get out there and ball on defense. Now, I know a lot of the naysayers will show this video that's making its way around where he was trying to get out of the game after a three, and Bill said, get your ass down to the other end of the floor and play defense. And I know the naysayers and the haters will get all over that. But what also Darryn Peterson does is he opens up the floor for other guys because people were swarming all over him last night. And that's why Trey White was able to go 6 of 9 from three-point land and hit those shots because he was open. That's what Darryn Peterson does a lot of as well. He may not finish the game with 37 points, and I don't think that needs to be your expectation. For me, the expectation is just get a win. I don't care how you do it. I don't care who scores points. I don't care who gets rebounds. I don't care what it looks like. Did you have more points at the end of the night? That's the way I am in sports, right? And they did that last night, and it was because of Trey White, because he was able to get open. He was able to be a guy that I guess you could say Houston slacked on, and they allowed him to go out there and shoot, and he hit his shots. He made the plays, and everybody's focused on Darryn Peterson, and Trey White went, hey, here you go, boom, 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 and we were done. And it was the Trey White show last night, but Darryn Peterson on the floor allowed Trey White to open up a little bit and go out there and execute his game. I thought he was wonderful last night. Yeah. So it's not all about stuffing a ballot box. It's not all about stuffing a box score. Yeah.
No
when
more
it comes to
hanging
these
chads.
things, right? Like it's like you watch the game, you see what happens, and Darryn Peterson was good last night, but Trey White was great because Darryn Peterson was good and he was out there on the floor and played 30 minutes of that game last night. Really couldn't have asked for anything more. It's a great team win. And that's what you want now. You want those team wins at this time of the year where you start to gel and come together. And, God love Houston, but they've lost 3 in a row right now, and I don't think they're a real national championship contender anymore. BBL stinky.
Yeah, they lost what? Arizona, Iowa State, KU?
Yeah. Yep.
Is Houston good?
I mean, yeah, they're good.
I mean,
let's take a look at it, Dusty. They lost to Texas Tech, a ranked team. They lost to Iowa State, a ranked team, Arizona, a ranked team, Kansas, a ranked team. They did beat BYU, a ranked team. They beat Texas Tech earlier.
Arizona's probably a 1 seed. Fair?
For sure.
Yeah. KU, a 3 seed, could possibly get to a 2 if they get far in the Big 12 tournament, but I think 3's fine for KU.
Yeah.
And then Iowa State's a 2.
I would say Iowa State's a 2.
So they're losing to Sweet 16, Elite 8 caliber.
Some of the better teams.
So they're fine.
2 of those losses really close. KU
would be
last
nice
night,
though.
not.
If you're a Houston fan, would be nice to see you win maybe one of those games.
Well, yeah, you lost to Iowa State by 3. You lost by 6 points, 7 points to Arizona, and then got your doors blown off last night by Kansas.
By KU,
and so, those are the teams.
You got to perform.
Are you a team that's going to go far in the tournament? You may win your first 2, but if you're losing to all of these other tournament teams, well, that's what you're going to face in the Sweet 16.
They kind of need a good Big 12 tournament to get some momentum.
And they don't have anything left on their schedule. They got Colorado, Baylor, and Oklahoma State. So they've got a cakewalk to Kansas City. But,
they let us know where it started to get rough. They're like, these next 3. Ooh.
Yeah. The 3 after this, they beat Kansas State, which everybody does. Then they lose their 3 main games, just lost their 3 main games. And then they've got 3, slackers left, if you will. And what's that going to show you about Houston? So I'm looking at a Houston team right now that when they have to play a good team, they're not as good as they are when they beat the Sisters of the Poor, Well,
and I think we should. Kelvin Sampson talked last night. Maybe we play him first, Dusty, because Kelvin Sampson was. I don't know if he was pissed. I think he was pissed.
Kansas is one of those teams that you just never know, but they're pretty good. So are we. We're pretty good too. Maybe not tonight, but we're pretty good.
What do you mean by Kansas? You never know what that means.
That's what Houston's coach said. He said in Kansas, you just never know.
Dang. I don't like that.
That was Darryn Peterson at the end finding out what Kelvin Sampson said and said, dang, I don't like that.
But he says with Kansas, you never know. What am I missing here?
With Kansas, you never know.
Because he's talking about Darryn Peterson. You don't know if he's going to play or not, so you don't know which team you're playing against.
Yeah.
Excuses, Bob, is what
Yeah,
he's saying.
exactly.
Somebody's had something to say probably after every game this year, so I don't really pay attention to it anymore. I don't know. I've kind of been a antisocial loner my whole life, kind of, so I kind of just deal with it on my own.
That's Darryn Peterson talking about when people say, what does he think about what people say about him?
Mm-hmm.
He is a social loner.
Get bent.
Calvin said, here you go one more time.
So Kansas is one of those teams that you just never know, but they're pretty good. So are we. We're pretty good too. Maybe not tonight, but we're pretty good.
What do you mean by Kansas? Never know what that means.
That's what Houston's coach said. He said Kansas, you just never know.
Dang. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know about it. I would love to hear the question that he was asked to put that more in context, because that really doesn't do much for me. With Kansas, you never know. You're right. You never know who's going to step up. You never know who's going to play big. You never know what you're going to experience there. I mean, he's been through the ringer here with Oklahoma before. I guess I'm missing that. If there's a question or a context of something about that, but he's right. I mean, did anybody have Trey White stepping up last night? Like, I don't think even Kelvin Sampson knew who Trey White was. You know, like, where'd this guy come from? Or Tiller stepping up big in that game last night. So I'd like to hear more context of that to kind of understand, what he was talking about.
I think it's also just the thing of you look at, where the slight undertones come from. So I think there's also maybe some of that because, why are they letting Darryn Peterson know that? Maybe we'll figure some more out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying with the question. Like, was the question asked, like, what do you think of Darryn Peterson? What do you think? Because somebody did go back to Darryn Peterson. Did they take, like, if I was sitting in that press conference and he said that and the question was, what do you think about tonight's game? He goes, with Kansas, I never would have thought to make that Darryn Peterson connection at all. Now, maybe that's just me, but I never would have thought to make that Darryn Peterson connection.
Fair.
That's why I want to know, like, what's the question about Darryn Peterson?
Yeah, I'll have to find the press conference and see if I can get
Context
the
is everything with these
always.
things too. Was that edited pre on X before, or did you put that together? Because of that, because the Darryn Peterson walking to the huddle picture, like there are a lot of people that are taking this Darryn Peterson stuff to the next level too. So,
Kelvin Sampson also talking about the schedule. Everyone else in the Big 12, he's like, think about it. We won this league 2 years in a row. Now everyone else gets a big Monday home game except Houston.
oh God, what? I didn't know Houston had a home court advantage. Like, seriously, like, where do people want to go watch college basketball games? It's Lawrence, Kansas. I've never heard somebody say, damn, my dream bucket list is going to Houston to watch the Cougs play. I mean, I was looking at
Boog Shambi?
Yeah, Boog with the Cougs.
Yeah.
But I'm watching, the reporters or whoever, everybody who goes to Allen Fieldhouse for the first time has like a religious experience, as they should. That's why it's on Big Monday, Kelvin. I mean, you see the atmosphere at these games at Allen Fieldhouse? Like, what a dumbass comment that is. We didn't get a home game. Yeah, you ain't rocking it out like AF, brother.
Rocking it out? Yeah. Like AF, brother.
Ain't even close.
Hey, these coaches, man.
Albert Frank's just over here rocking
That's
it out.
right. You better believe it.
Get bent, Kelvin.
Jeez.
First off, your name's
Get bent.
Kelvin, not Calvin.
Yeah, Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Where's Hobbs? I think that's Calvin.
That's Calvin.
All right. Either way, that Calvin or Hobbs, whatever, is pissing on Houston today if you're a KU fan. Hey, I get Mizzou in points tonight. I get points.
You get points? Okay, what's
I think
the points?
they're 3.5 underdogs. And
I'll give you the points.
in Columbia, they're a different dog at home. I just want to warn you.
All right, here we go.
More dogs, not cats up. Yeah, we need more dogs.
We dogs. I missed that audio.
Where is that guy now? You know where that guy is? I just looked him
I
up.
think
He's
he
like a high
died.
school athletic director or something like that. I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell you what his name was or even what school that was. Coastal Carolina.
Mm-hmm. You nailed it.
Tennessee 4.5, depending on where you look. Okay.
Love that. That's for breakfast on Friday. We dive more into what other people have to say because this guy never talks college basketball. I want to emphasize this. This guy never talks college basketball because the person who told me that listens to him every day. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed. Well, that dog.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, it's the new year and it's here, and improving your health may be one of your big resolutions. But when you're tired, low on energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing progress in the gym, staying committed can be tough. Heartland Men's Health, my people over there are great, and they can likely help you with that resolution because those symptoms are often signs of low testosterone. But this year, Heartland Men's Health is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. They've successfully treated many men for low T, and men have seen the amazing differences that those treatments can make in their life. Most men wait a year or longer. There is no need to wait. Don't go another year with low T. They have 3 locations: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and North Kansas City. So call my people over at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of our friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. All you need to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. NBA Futures, lock in your pick on who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or win the Western or Eastern Conference. Maybe you think that San Antonio is going to upset OKC out west. Maybe you got any idea who's going to come out of the Eastern Conference. Maybe you like Boston with the possible return of Jason Tatum. Whatever your bet is for the future, visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Remember, play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 of President, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry. 4 Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When the cold sets in across KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm, safe, and secure. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we deliver reliable solutions and unmatched care and professionalism. Whether it's a sudden breakdown or routine maintenance, AB May is here to help. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, we're committed to doing things the right way every time. Call AB May at 913-732-9993 or visit us at abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory, and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Seid Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Robside Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
The smartest people on earth know how to spot a good deal. That's why they shop at Ollie's first. You'll save up to 70% off the fancy store's prices. So you go, you smart and savvy shopper. You know where the real deals are, where they sell good stuff cheap.
Ollie's!
Good stuff cheap!
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it Tuesday morning. Hey, man. I feel like it's semi-big tonight between Mizzou and Tennessee. I just want to get that out there.
Okay.
I think you'll be surprised. Tigers at home, different animal. Tigers on the road, yeah. Yeah, big time.
Fair enough.
Denny Gates, suit, hands on hips.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how you know you're screwed.
Oh, that's how you know it's serious.
Slick. But last night, KU victorious by 13, I believe, was the total against Houston. At one point, it was like 20 points. And, obviously the game came down to it. Houston goes 5 minutes without scoring at one point. And we have seen so many different variations of what this KU team is. Bill Self saying last night on his ESPN interview, with all the games Darryn Peterson has missed, it's kind of forced this team to grow up kind of like together, I guess you could say. But grow up is what he said, or grow. And it is true. And I think that's why last night I stand by it. I believe Bill Self should win Coach of the Year. I know people will say, well, that Cincinnati loss is tough. Yeah, but I mean, also, if you're going to do that, then I think that you should also throw in the factor that you took a team from the worst loss under your watch that's ever happened and immediately turned it around as if it never happened. Right. I think that also has to go into effect, which in my opinion would cancel those things out. The fact he's coaching essentially two different teams, putting up with the Darryn Peterson drama, understanding what everybody's saying, and then still going out there night in and night out and sticking up for your kids or your guys. That's impressive to me. And I know that Dusty May's doing a great job. I know that
Who?
Dusty May, he's the coach at Michigan.
Okay.
And then you have John Shire over at Duke, who's got the number one team in the country. But I mean, it's Duke. It's the ACC. Is it as tough as the Big 12, or is it as tough as
ACC's pretty good league. People would say that. Well, it's Bill. It's like the Andy Reid argument. Well, it's what he does. He always wins
but I would
80%
say
of
if
his
Andy
games,
Reid,
right?
I would say if Andy Reid did this sort of thing next year, like where he goes 6-11, and then all of a sudden the season after that goes 11-6, and kind of debunks a lot of what people think are the Chiefs currently. I think that would give him kind of that unbiased look, right? I think it's every year he's always plus 5,000 or more because every year the Chiefs are 12-5 or they're, whatever their record may be. And now they've gone from 6-11 to quarterback has an ACL injury, and your tight end is 1 year older, and you now brought Eric Bieniemy back, and your win total is
10.5.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I do think that where Kansas is and what they have done is tremendous, and it all goes to the credit of Bill Self. But the one thing that's been the story all year long is the inconsistency and the consistent conversations involving Darryn Peterson. And Darryn Peterson, I said already this morning, sat down with an ESPN reporter and talked about, I love basketball. This is my life. This is what I want to do. If I could be out there, I'm just paraphrasing. He basically said, if I could be out there all the time, I would. But, I can't help what's happening. And trust me, ball is my life. And Bill Simmons, a guy who never talks about college basketball because he loves the NBA that much, and he like Colin Cowherd, I think have both been on the record as saying, like, we don't talk college basketball because we're not trying to bore you.
Right, exactly.
That's what they say. Obviously, these guys are national top radio guys. They're going to talk, you
talk about what sports fans are talking about. Regular season college basketball isn't. Darryn Peterson, however,
and this is what he said about where he would draft Darryn Peterson.
I'm not sure Darryn Peterson is going to go first anymore, which I would have bet anything on 2 months ago. But there's just too much weirdness with this Kansas thing, with him coming out of games and the cramping and the competitiveness. And unless he's actually hurt, which is now a new theory, I think teams value competitiveness too much. It's the number one thing we've learned about the NBA in the last 15 years is, you know what, it's a good idea to have competitive guys. And I think this has just gotten too weird with the Kansas thing. And I think there might be better picks.
I will tell you this, I had so many Darryn Peterson conversations, and I remember talking to various people being like, what? He just took himself out of the game? And because I hadn't seen it, they're like, yeah, he literally pointed to Bill Self, was like, I'm out. That's it. And no one knows what to make of it.
I don't like it. I don't understand it. And it gives me Ben Simmons flashbacks to the LSU thing when he was just like, I'm out. And didn't care if they even made the NIT or whatever he did. Now, I hope that he actually has some physical stuff going on that he's afraid to make worse, would be my hope. It's where Debansa just becomes an easier pick, because ultimately you just made the key point. You're talking about guys who are going to get fired if they get this pick wrong. And that's when you just gravitate toward, this guy, he's 6'8", perfect body. Worst case scenario is going to be a better Andrew Wiggins. This is a safer bet. I'm just going to take this guy.
Yeah, that's interesting with the Ben Simmons comp, because I remember when the Ben Simmons stuff was going on, and
LSU, baby.
I mean, we were destroying Ben Simmons. Like, does this guy, love the game? Competitiveness in the NBA coming from a league that praises load management, wouldn't use the competitiveness term there, as he did.
He's talking about drafting players. Yeah, finding guys who give a rip.
Yeah,
who are competitive.
And then on one hand, you may say that, but on the other hand, I'm not playing today. The competitiveness
but like we
means
talked, that's more perception than reality.
Yeah, it is. But again, you got to change my perception as much as anybody.
But I'm just telling you the reality. That's not the case. What Bill's saying is true. But anyways,
some of it is and some of it isn't. I mean, I will disagree with the competitiveness. I think if you're a competitor, you're out there every single day. You're busting your ass. But here's the thing with me, with all of this, with Darryn Peterson. It's very reminiscent to the stadium vote 2 years ago. Terrible job by the Royals with their PR. Just awful. Just a terrible way to kind of put that out there. They let the negative side take control and run with the banner and control the narrative of everything that went on. The Royals did an awful job with the PR of their stadium the first go-around. In fact, they've done an awful job with PR the entire time they've been doing their stadium. They've let narratives get out there. They never got in front of anything. It's been a miserable experience for everybody, I think. And that's what this Darryn Peterson is, too. Had they just gotten out in front of this at the beginning and instead trying to hide things, because that's what sports teams tried to do. That's what all powerful people try to do, right? They try to hide things. Oh, we'll never get caught. Nobody will ever look. Nobody will ever figure it out. And then you get to a point where, oh boy, everybody's asking questions. Everybody's figuring it out. Everybody's got, what they think is going on. I don't understand. I guess it's arrogance. These sports teams that don't get in front of this stuff right away. If Darryn Peterson was banged up and injured, then say that. Because I think if you said that Darryn Peterson is battling cramps, to me, as an NBA team, I would look at that and go, we got the best people in the world. We'll figure this out. But it's gotten to the point where people are questioning his love for the game. Does he have a desire to play? Does he ever want to be in there? And this thing has gotten so out of hand that with a simple PR stunt at the beginning, Kansas and Darryn Peterson could have all gotten ahead of this and said, look, I'm dealing with cramps. I've never dealt with these before. I don't know what this is like. This is something I've never experienced. But they didn't do that, and they let the narrative go. And the longer they let the narrative go, the narrative picked up steam, and everybody created their own narrative because they never shut this narrative off at the beginning. They never controlled the narrative. And when teams and powerful people don't control the narrative, then you're left to what the narrative becomes in the general public. And that's what the general public decided was with Darryn Peterson. Didn't love the game, doesn't want to play, taking himself out because nobody would ever tell us what was going on. So we were all forced to make our own conclusions on that. And when people say they don't like that, tough. You allowed us and forced us all to make our own conclusions and comments about Darryn Peterson or anything for that matter.
Yeah, so to go back to Bill Simmons' comments, because there is a level of competitiveness in the NBA that is unmatched. There really is. I watched Wemby do it in the All-Star game highlights. Like when he was ready to play defense, that's like something that shows me that these players want to play in this league because they represent the N, the B, and the A, like in the logo. Like that's what they play for. And that is a serious concern, which is why he's explaining like the competitiveness of this, if this guy wants to get here and actually be one of these members, not the people that are, making it a false profit for people like you that just say the whole NBA's this and everybody's, that's not the case. The NBA is not that. The NBA is a bunch of guys that do that, but there is a ton of guys that actually give a rip and go out there every night and they want to beat the other guy face to face, because I don't know if there's a better sport to be more egotistical in than the NBA. When you can go one-on-one, like if you would have watched Peyton Pritchard do that step back on the Lakers last night, the guy he did it on knew he was busted, knew he was broken, got up and just smiled. Like, what am I going to do? This guy broke my absolute soul and then hit a three before staring at me. That screams competitiveness. Does Darryn Peterson have that? And I think that's where the conversation really begins to gain momentum, because I have been on the side of the fence where he's literally doing all of this to become what he thinks he can be. And I don't think we can play on both sides of the yard if we're like, well, he might do this in the NBA. Well, you realize he's doing this to get to the NBA. Because once you get to the top level of your field, what's next? Like, there is no above the NBA. The NBA is the top, and he's not there yet. So some of this stuff has happened. And to the people that, are mad that we didn't get a lot of information when we didn't get it and that we just got it, be happy that you actually understand now more than you ever did. And now you can go back and look at these people and be like, yeah, this whole thing that your theory was, yeah, sorry. Hey, Clark, your idea of this about Darryn Peterson, yeah, no. Because he spoke, he sat down, and the whole year he's put that stuff on his legs. And I get it. We want answers immediately, but like, I don't understand like why he owes that to you. If you don't trust the guy that you've never met, who's never given you any reason to not be trusted, yet that's an issue on you to be like, well, I just don't like this guy. Tell me why. Well, he doesn't show heart and desire. How do you know that? Have you talked to him? Have you heard from him? Have you seen? And that's why this situation's murky.
Yeah.
Because there is, to your point, a level that you get to where you got to say something.
Well, don't you, like, if somebody was slandering you in public like this all the time, wouldn't you want to get out there and defend yourself and say, hey, this is not me?
Right.
Guys, I like set the record straight. Like, if I was Darryn Peterson or anybody in his camp, I would have set this record straight a long time ago, not on February 23rd when they finally spoke to ESPN, because, guys, this is a narrative that's been going on since before the holidays. Everybody's been talking about, Darryn Peterson and the situation there. And if I'm him personally and I'm hearing all of this, I got to defend my character on this stuff.
And I think you finally did. I think you finally had enough of it, because a total team loss against Cincinnati that was the lowest this team had ever been was all put on him. It was not put on anybody else.
Was unfair.
And so he finally was like, all right, we talked about it yesterday. Is this the straw that breaks the camel's back? We use that as an analogy of things. And that yesterday was enough, because before the biggest game, because this wasn't Arizona, but it was paper thin close to the importance of Arizona because of what had happened Saturday.
Sure.
If KU loses this game, boy, oh boy, nothing he said mattered. But KU won that game. And he wasn't the reason they won that game. And he wasn't the reason they lost that game. But he was what everybody else was in that game. And everybody played together as a unit. So all of that said, I think there is a level to agree on the full circle of the conversation that Darryn Peterson at some point, maybe 2 weeks ago, could have came out. Like after the flu game.
Yeah.
Might have been the moment to be like, all right, here's the deal. I've got records. My buddy took my temperature. It was this, this, and this. If you have an issue with it, I'm here to answer everything. Also, he doesn't have to do that.
No, you're right. He doesn't have to, but the human side of me would want to do that.
Because,
would want to do that, would want to set the record
because
straight.
The confusion level I have on this situation that other people seem to have is what we just experienced in the football season. When Josh Simmons went away for 5 weeks and nobody knew.
Right.
And everyone's like, well, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? Why does it matter to you? Because you want to know?
There's a lot more venom towards Darryn Peterson than there ever was towards Josh Simmons, I think, anyway. I think that the topic of conversation with Darryn Peterson, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like it's 100 times more than we had with Josh Simmons. And because Darryn Peterson is a star player, had Josh Simmons been a quarterback or something like that.
Sub-story versus main story.
Darryn Peterson is the main story in college basketball right now, and there's nothing anybody can debunk and say differently. He is the number one story. I still don't understand, though, where we are, and he didn't really let us in on anything, over the interviews that he's done and the stuff that he said. I mean, he was very kind of generic about that as well, and, now everybody's reading into his dad's post that he put on Instagram. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and it's a picture of Darryn Peterson in a McDonald's All-American uniform, not a Kansas uniform. So people are starting to look into that. Did he do this on purpose? Is this a shot at KU? And,
so now he actually talked, and it's not enough.
Yeah, well,
They asked him if he loved basketball. He said, "I love the game."
Yeah, but
they asked him why he's not playing. He goes, "I wish I could be out there." I don't know. I'll tell you this: it'll never be enough.
No, but I think we all want the answer. Like, if you can't be out there, tell us what's wrong, man. Like, what's going on? Like, why aren't you out there? That's all. I mean, I think it's gotten to that point where I personally, as a human being, would want to let everybody know what was going on with me. If I was an athlete and all these narratives were out there, I would love to set the record straight. Guys, I've got cramping that I've never dealt with in my entire life. I don't understand why it's happening. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know how to get through this. It's never been something.
Bad. This is a bad. He should not say those things.
Well, but
if I'm an NBA team, I'm like, okay, that's scary.
But I'd rather have that than a guy who has the perception of not loving the game.
I agree.
And that's where I am. I'm coming from that perspective.
I get that.
Because at least with injuries, you can say, damn, man. Because injuries have cost a lot of guys' careers. Like, you look around and you're like, damn, like just Greg Oden, for example. It's the easiest one. It's the lowest hanging fruit. Like, injury stole that guy's entire career, right? Mike Trout probably had a lot of his career stolen by injuries. All these guys that you see over the years, you wonder where they went. Damn, injuries took all that away. And maybe he's going to be one of those guys that just can't get through the injuries. But I'd rather have something like that and know than have everybody wondering about my love and my desire for the game and the way that I play. Because when he plays, guys, I told you, I've never seen anybody like it before. He's just fantastic on the floor. That's why I would let everybody know I'm battling through cramps I just can't get over right now.
So I had a hypothetical last night. I said this to Mac, and I told you this morning. Caleb Wilson, the forward/guard for North Carolina, who has injured his wrist or hand somewhere in that area. I believe they haven't said this is the case, but I think it's from dunking because he leads college basketball in dunks.
How many does he have?
Like 68 to 70.
Oh my God, that's wild. That's 2-3 a game.
Yeah, dude,
that's a lot.
The last I saw the graphic, it said 67.
Mac, when you dunk, you know how hard that rim is.
Of course. Yeah, it hurts every time.
Every time you get up there, right?
And I was watching
dunk volleyball in high school.
And I was watching, that's sick. I was watching North Carolina and Louisville last night because I had a little skin on it. Took North Carolina at home. How dare you make them the favorites at home or the underdogs at home in Carolina?
Carolina and Kansas were both underdogs at home last night.
I had some people last night on Twitter that said they money lined both in a parlay.
That's fantastic.
Oh, great!
Two of the top venues, top programs, both underdogs on Big Monday.
And what do we say about college basketball? The biggest advantage is
home court advantage.
So thanks Vegas for the free money last night. Oh yeah, I mean Hawk Dot was all over KU last night.
I'm sure he was. Was Carolina Dot all over it too?
Oh yeah, he said. Well, he was upset that Vegas was giving out free money because he thought it was his steal with being underdogs at home for KU. But Caleb Wilson, he's injured, and they were talking in the North Carolina game. That dream situation for him to come back would be the game against Duke to wrap up the ACC,
which is like next weekend.
Yeah. I think it's
there's 3 games.
Yeah,
left
I think it's a week
play.
from this Saturday. I think it is the last game in the ACC schedule. They were like, perfect scenario, he's back for the Duke game. Best case scenario, he's ready to go for the ACC tournament. What if Caleb Wilson came out and said, you know what, I think I'm going to shut down for the rest of the year and be ready for the NBA draft? What would the perspective be?
It'd be horrible, I think.
I think you would get the same energy that Darryn Peterson would get?
Yeah, because Darren's already laid the groundwork. They would take it to the next level and go, see, here's another athlete doing it. We've got to find a way to curtail this, and it would become, I think, an even bigger talking point. How many more guys are going to decide to do this and shut the
But he
their
has
season down.
legitimately shown
Yeah,
you.
I know. I mean, like from my standpoint, where I sit, if he decided to do that, you're playing for the NBA. I mean, it's what you got to do. You got to make sure you're healthy. For the league, you don't want to go have a busted hand because you're out there playing basketball. At college, just biding time.
Sure.
Now, the North Carolina fan that's similar to the Kansas sweater knitter out in Topeka making cookies for the guys, they'll lose their mind. They'll lose their mind. I can't believe the sanctity of Carolina basketball.
I need to look it up. What Cooper Flagg hurt last year before the tournament started, and what he's hurt this year.
Yeah, I have to look it up. I don't know.
It's an ankle or a foot injury of some sort, I believe, but I don't know if they're related.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know because I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point, but I think they are.
What the hell was that?
Coming up next, we get into our Tough Tuesdays. Hell, I might nominate myself. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are ready for you to feel better. That's right. Spring is coming. All the outdoor activities are here. And you're thinking to yourself, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out there this spring with my elbows and my knees and my back. It all hurts right now. But you know what? 40,000 people aren't saying that anymore because they went to QC Kinetics. Before they put their life on hold for months with surgery, they found relief at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow that progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call QC Kinetics today for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299. When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a trusted local professional with over 70,000 five-star reviews to make your house feel like home. And that's exactly why we chose CertaPro Painting for all of our painting needs and why our friends and family have done the same. Each CertaPro painter is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you started with Chick-fil-A. Hi, I'm Miles. And this is Grant. And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic. Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day. The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
In a world in need of a hero,
One man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title, a tight race in the East or a race in the Western Conference. Maybe you want to look at some of the futures now post-trade deadline. Did Cleveland sell you with the James Harden trade that you should be making a bet on them to win the Eastern Conference? Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit one entry. For Profit Boost token, opt-in required. Must apply a Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLE.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Northland 35 southbound gets heavy at Cookingham, stays very slowed down to 435 with an accident blocking the left lane. 71 northbound, slow rolling from 87th up to Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back at it Tuesday morning. For some, it's a nice Tuesday. For others, it's a tough Tuesday. For those of you that missed the news yesterday, Mike Dano was released by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
He even got like a tribute video. I thought that was kind of cool. They did that at least. I haven't seen that for.
You got a whole video, really?
I'm pretty sure.
I saw on
Yeah.
Twitter a picture of Mike Dana. But
Mike Dana, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Number 51.
I loved him 2 years ago. He was a
I know, he was your
no-show
guy.
last year. He was a good football player, right? Really good football player. And then you know what happened? Same thing that happens to everybody. Got old real fast, and the game kind of just passed him by. He was a non-factor last year, guys. Do you remember a Mike Dana moment, really? Like maybe in the first game of the year, I remember hearing his name, but there wasn't much after that, man. I was really a big fan of his. I was glad he got paid. It was the right move at the time, but his career just quickly dissipated, and it was over before the blink of an eye here in Kansas City.
Yeah, we could probably argue whether it was a right move, but how many solo tackles do you think he had this year?
None.
I'm going to go a little bit higher and say like 12.
8.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Under,
8.
yeah. That's a half a game, basically,
Yes.
you know.
Oh,
God.
sack.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. 1 sack, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, 1 sack. He was a no-show.
Yeah.
And he was on the field.
I know. I mean, he was a total no-show
Yeah.
this past year. And
Unfortunate.
so
Why was he playing?
They rewarded him, gave him some money for doing a good job for a couple of years.
Seems like a good guy, too.
You know, pay
Yeah.
him for kind of the stuff that he did, reward him. Yeah, absolutely right about that, Mac, too. I never met Mike Dana in my life, but I agree with you. I feel like he was just a good dude. And,
Every press conference, I was like, this seems like a funny, nice guy.
yeah, but
He'll
it
get
was the right
picked up.
move. Yeah, maybe.
Somebody will take a flyer on
Depth
it.
guy, yeah.
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 And maybe he doesn't make a team coming out of camp, or who knows.
How
but,
quickly will we see him sign with another team, and then he'll make a tackle against the Chiefs, and we'll get
Okay,
old
please
friend
don't.
alert?
Yeah, no.
Because we got it with Andrew Wiley.
Yeah, I
Good
look
for him,
hey,
dude.
Good for him.
Yeah, Andrew
Could
Wiley.
use him right about now.
Absolutely,
Right tackle.
Absolutely, you could
Maybe not.
use him.
And we
You
got
could.
Jalen Moore. We're good.
You could have used him years ago,
yeah,
though.
exactly,
I
yes.
mean, like
Is Jalen Moore a good right tackle, though?
I think so.
I think he is. Yeah,
I saw something about how he was giving up pressures on the right side as opposed to Juwan Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Whereas Juwan Taylor's issue was can't get lined up and always making frustrating penalties. Whereas Jalen Moore was allowing more pressures on the right side. Could be a good left tackle, left guard. Maybe the right side's not his strong side.
We'll have to, yeah.
Well, we'll
Maybe
have to
that's
see.
where Esapole takes a shot.
Yeah, but he's your starting
with that.
tackle right now, unless Esapole beats him out or something like that. But their plan is for Jalen Moore to be that right tackle and to be the guy that starts alongside, Trey Smith. It's interesting because how much of that was Patrick Mahomes getting out of the block early, and it's hard to judge the offensive line from my standpoint. I'd like to see Patrick stay in the pocket a little bit longer and have some semblance of a running game before we can truly judge the offensive line, but something did seem off last year. Maybe we'll get that figured out. Maybe what seemed off was the fact that everybody knew the play on the other team, and so they didn't stand a chance up front to get that job done. But I also think, and Mac, you may agree, I think people may miss Juwan Taylor this year. I think the first time Jalen Moore, messes up on that right side and gives up a sack, people are going to be screaming about where was Juwan Taylor. Juwan Taylor was a good football player. He just didn't know how to follow the rules of playing football, So
but once that play started, he was damn good.
He was damn good. He was basically a shutdown right tackle. Once the play started. Before
I can't
that,
see with this thing on.
Before the play,
Yeah, it was about a 0 before the play.
Yes, kind of puts you in bad situations, but that's why Andy kept playing him because he's a damn good football player.
Yeah.
But eventually, all that other stuff just outweighs the good football player.
All right, today on Tough Tuesday, we start at the bottom, we end at the top. Bob, you're on the bottom, and I'll finish this whole conversation up. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to start, and I'm going to say Tough Tuesday is Houston basketball right now.
That was mine last Tuesday.
Yeah,
because the 3-game stretch that was coming up. And how did it end?
0-3.
There you go.
0-3. And the teams that they're losing to are like all of the good teams. They have a ranked win over Arkansas back in like November. They lost to ranked Tennessee. They beat a ranked Texas Tech team. Then they lost to ranked Texas Tech. Then they lost Iowa State, Arizona, and Kansas. When they get into these battles against these big teams, Houston doesn't win. And if you're going to win in the postseason and be an NCAA tournament team, you got to beat some of these teams. On the flip side, for all of the folks who had Houston ending a 2-game losing streak last night and beating Kansas, get bent. Kansas has beaten Arizona, Iowa State, Texas Tech, BYU, Tennessee, Houston.
I know that I'm hard.
Those are all top 5, top 10 teams. Kansas beats those teams. Houston does not. And so Houston, to me right now, kind of a product of their schedule. They'll win 3 straight to finish it out against Baylor and Colorado and whoever else I said was on that schedule to finish this thing out for the Oklahoma State. And people feel good about them going into Kansas City. But I think they're kind of a paper tiger. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they lose to the teams that are as good or better than them.
And the flip side of that conversation would be like, what's Kansas away from Allen Fieldhouse?
Yeah, got some questions, right? Yeah, who are you away from your crowd? Yeah, absolutely.
Which they've lost to Cincinnati and UConn at home.
Yeah, they've got, 7 losses? 2 have been at home.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick with what last night was. Darryn Peterson haters. Like, unless you're going to talk about how he wasn't the best on from a shooting perspective last night, fine. But he played within the offense. The offense didn't stop because of him. And I think, Bob, you mentioned it well. I'm excited to see how he keeps getting better against the double team off those ball screens because he started to improve last week. A little bit better last night. They're going to come up with more plays. And what happens once he becomes even better these next couple of games and passing against the double team? And then other teams are, all right, we're not going to double Darryn Peterson. We'll get back to him torching you on one-on-one coverage, right? So it's going to really be interesting to see how defenses play KU throughout the rest of the season with that sort of little line there. It wasn't his night, but he was able to fit in, and I was really excited about that.
Okay, I got 2 things to jump on. Number 1, if you're waking up this morning disappointed by Darryn Peterson's performance last night when Kansas won by 20.
25 points for my bet.
I mean, you're a sad individual. I'm just going to be honest. You're a sad bro, man. Like, if you're waking up this morning, and I'm sure people are.
Of course.
I mean, like, sad individuals. If you're mad that Darryn Peterson didn't, go 7 of 7.
And, he should have 25, and I would have won $75.
And then you said something else that I wanted to kind of jump in there with Darryn Peterson haters.
Played within the offense.
So what happened last night, Trey White's now on tape. So now you've got to guard Trey White. It reminds me of what the Chiefs used to do in preseason back in the day, was do stupid things that people would think, now I got to prepare for that. Now all of a sudden you got to prepare for Trey White. You got to get somebody out there because that guy was on fire last night. Should I say white hot? That's how good he was, right? So now you got to worry about him.
Gosh.
6 of 9 from 3. That's pretty damn good.
Damn good.
Real good in college basketball. NBA, that's that's average. But in college basketball, 6 of 9,
Oh, I'm so tired of your guys' KU homer bias. Can we talk about anything besides KU basketball?
Well, we get paid to talk about them, man.
We get paid to talk about what people are talking about.
All you guys do is talk about KU all morning. Can we talk about anything else? Of course you can. Tough Tuesday is a hockey puck that gets shot by all Canadian hockey players because there's one guy that is making your Tuesday even more tough, and it's Hellebuyck.
Unbelievable game by Hellebuyck. He was our best player tonight by a mile. Unbelievable game.
Hellebuyck. So every puck
never dies.
100 shots.
Tough Tuesday.
Is not enough.
That hockey puck, the Canadian hockey
so
team
tough.
who lost to the men and the women for gold. He didn't lose. He just didn't get gold.
How we enroll. Olympic gold.
Tough.
We'll talk of you. Gold and gold. But one thing needs to be known. Hellebuyck. So every puck, 100 shots is not enough. We own the sport that is so tough. He's on his head. He's Hellebuyck.
There's a few nights where on his head was a different verbiage in the basketball world because there were a couple of alley-oops that got dunked on. That is a tough Tuesday. We got Houston basketball, Darryn Peterson haters, and a hockey puck shot by a Canadian hockey team in the Olympics. Last night should have taught you a lot, and his name, Darryn Peterson, he spoke to the media and sat down and explained a lot. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
In Kansas, truth is told in speed. Wide open, full bore, and no mercy. Season momentum earned 3 and 4 wide. Loud, intense, inches predicting outcomes. Blink and miss.
They bang sideways.
What just happened? Pure speed whipping across the plains.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, April 18th and 19th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, and more of your favorite sports with same-game parlays. That's what I do. I love it a lot. Live betting and more. Earn BetMGM reward points on every single bet. Take advantage of offers found nowhere else, and keep an eye out for your rewards dropping in your account throughout the year. So again, sign up with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsible. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Come on. No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid. Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offers end March 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
Keep your home warm and your furnace running strong with expert HVAC care from Anthony. Celebrate our 75th anniversary. Get $75 off a furnace tune-up. Book now at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Northland 35 southbound gets heavy before Cookingham, stays very slow down towards 152 with an accident in the left lane. Past that, you're bogging down before Pleasant Valley Road, stays very heavy to 435 with another problem in the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
So, random question. Put yourself in this situation. Would you rather be on tour right now with the men's hockey team? I don't know if they've been sober since they won.
Well, they're still on South Beach partying.
Dude. Or in the locker room of your team, because you've done this. You've been in a locker room when the team's won and the champagne spraying.
Yeah.
Would you like to experience that with the pro team that you follow and maybe grew up watching? Like Royals or Chiefs, right? Like, let's say last year we go to New Orleans and the Chiefs are just champagne spraying in the locker room. Or you can be with the U.S. men's hockey team right now.
Since I've already done the Royals, I'll go with the men's hockey team.
Because
right
the Royals
now.
thing was sick, right?
It was nuts. It was
Vern
insane.
was explaining yesterday. I thought it was
was
really cool. I thought the best part about the interview yesterday we had with Vern, if you missed it, you can check out the Odyssey app, download the app, check out the Vern interview yesterday, which we'll get to a little bit later, what he had to say about a reliever for the Royals.
I got that in my notes.
Yeah. Scared is my one word.
As soon as the interview was over yesterday, Dusty goes, "You write that down in your notes?" I go, "Yep."
I said February 23rd, Bob. But he explained like watching the gold medal game with the Royals players and how Salvador Perez was trolling the Canadian players on the team, which there you go. Didn't know we had 2 Canadian players on the roster. But having him describe like watching athletes that we admire acting just like we would.
Yeah.
And like you were in that locker room when they won the World Series and you didn't give a rip if you got champagne all over your face or your hair or your clothes.
No.
You just lose all control because everybody's doing it.
Yeah, you just didn't want to get in your eyes.
Yeah, did you have the goggles?
No.
You just went
I
raw.
just went. Yeah, oh yeah. I was not. Karen Kornacki had the goggles and
Really?
the poncho. I'll show you the picture
Oh,
in a
that's
break. It was
great.
fantastic. She was prepared, in 14 for all of this.
She was probably there in 85,
I was
too.
just going to say, she
Yeah.
covered it in 85. And so that was kind of cool that she had the opportunity to do 85 and then again in 14 and 15 and be part of that. But she was well prepared with the ski goggles. And I went, I'm not going to need that. Yeah, you do, because that stuff,
It burns.
It burns like a son of a gun. I hope to have more, of those opportunities for everybody to celebrate. But I'll never take that for granted, being there in New York and watching them win that world championship. The only thing is you wish it was at home, but you can't sit there and say, well, let's just play and get back home, because sometimes
Well,
you
they
do
scored
that.
too fast.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. No, you just take what they give you. You take that championship and you enjoy it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, seeing those guys celebrate. But hockey players are a different level of celebrators. I mean, you see what they do with the Stanley Cup and how they all take it around,
And the talent that surrounds hockey players.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, and sometimes babies end up in the Stanley Cup, and so I think partying with hockey players would probably be like, that's probably peak number one of like athlete you want to party with. I think hockey player is probably number one. NBA player, probably a different level of party than what hockey players are. Like, I would imagine in the NBA, it's more expensive to party because they make so much more money than hockey players. Hockey players are out there with Miller Lite and Andre Champagne, right? And so they got my budget in hockey, but they are still dudes. And I mean, like, my God, the time that they have. And then, you've got football players. I think it'd be fun that baseball would kind of be way down on the list.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the order that I would kind of put it in. I think hockey players, man, they're just guys. They're dudes, right? They lose teeth. They get punched in the face. They got a bad stuffed animal at the Olympics. It's like, what are we doing here? That was so bizarre.
It was very bizarre.
But they go out and they party like it's nobody's business. And so, yeah, hockey by far. And the NBA is a distant second, but they're definitely number two. Because in the NBA, you're getting private jet. You're getting,
VIP.
If somebody else is picking up that tab, I'm in.
And there's probably a legend that's going to show up. You're like, damn, Hakeem's out here partying with us. All right.
Kevin Garnett, what?
Yeah, you don't know who you're going to run into, but like hockey, you don't know who you're going to run into because you don't know most of the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's a good list. I would have taken partying with the Chiefs last year. That would have been cool. That would have been a life-changing thing. But hey, it's all right.
Yeah.
Another chance maybe someday.
Well, it's our fault they lost.
I forgot about that part.
Who blamed us?
Well, if Cody and Gold would have gone, the Chiefs would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Was that somebody text that in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
because they went to the 2 previous ones that they
Gotcha.
won.
Yeah.
Just so happens we were the anchor for the loss. I think if I could be anywhere, it'd be if like the U.S. men's team won the Ryder Cup and I got to be on the bus back to
that's
like
a good
See,
one.
that would be fun too.
That's a great one.
That would be absolutely a lot of fun.
like just seeing like maybe at one point seeing Scotty Scheffler take over as the DJ and just because they released his golf playlist.
Oh no!
And it's everything you would think of. It was like yacht rock and like George Strait and Bailey Zimmerman and stuff like that. Like
that's all over the place.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like a Texas boys playlist, right? Like it was like country music, but like the respect, like the King, right? And then it's like REO Speedwagon,
He had
Journey.
Elvis on there, you said?
No, come on, George is the king. We all know that.
I was thinking the same thing.
I know you were, I'm sure. But yeah, the golf thing would be a lot of fun too because it's a smaller crowd. The reason hockey is the best is because they're
bros.
But they're just guys. They blend in. I mean, you see these videos that are coming out of South Beach right now. They're just having fun with everybody. It's what the Royals really did in 14 and 15. They were different than your normal baseball culture of, not being interesting at all. The Royals in 14 and 15 were very entertaining, very fun, embraced the fans. And that's obviously what these guys in hockey do all the time. They embrace the fans because they know they have to embrace the fans.
I would have liked to teleport when they won in Vegas because when they were showing the video of the Chiefs and the after party after they won and Travis Kelce was doing the Viva Las Vegas and they went to like the club and just partied and that was like peak like Kelce and Taylor Swift partying together and Mahomes is just getting Coors lighted out of his mind. That would have been a fun one too.
But the difference in that though, those NFL ones are like invite only and they're sanctioned by the team. Like these dudes are just going to bars on South Beach and walking around on the bar and pouring shots into people's mouths. Like that right there, you'll never, ever, ever forget that. There was a place in Vegas, Casino Royale, back in the day that had a leprechaun on the bar and would pour shots in your mouth. The Casino Royale doesn't exist anymore, which is very sad because it was like $5 blackjack. And again, that's my budget.
Somebody said my D-League hockey team won the Stanley Keg.
Yeah.
Took the trophy to the local hockey bar, and it was one of the best nights of our lives.
Spectre did that.
And they said Speck was there.
Yeah, he was on that team. They did that. They took it to the blue line. They hit with the Stanley Keg and won that. And I mean,
that's awesome.
That's what you do, though. Like, hockey is just a lot of fun,
Stanley
man.
Keg is great.
It is. It was great. Yeah,
That's
Spectre
awesome.
was on that team, and I remember him coming in. Going, yeah, we won the Stanley Keg. You're like, all right, congratulations. You have an opponent?
So I asked you guys the question because I'll tell you what I learned last night because I asked, did last night teach you anything? And what it taught me last night is that there is not a college coach, let alone might not be a coach outside of maybe Andy Reid. Shoot, maybe I'll throw McVay in there. I don't know if I want to put him up there yet, but like where they are an advantage. And Bill Self has that. Like when he walks out, and everybody gets that shot of him walking out with like 3 minutes until the game starts. 41-0 on Big Monday at home. Never really seems like the matchup is too much. I know the Iowa State game was a blowout in Ames, but it's, like they say, college basketball home court. But losing in embarrassing fashion like they did against Cincinnati and acting like he went into the locker room with the Will Smith device from Men in Black and just that didn't happen. And then you come out against Houston, who's a damn good team, and you were dominant. You were up by 20 at one point. You won by 13. And that just looked like two different teams. And one thing Bill Self has done all year that we know is he has coached two different teams. And he's grown these kids up within that team. Flory's developed into be one of probably the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year and can be a weapon. White last night was a weapon that Bill Self was like, here's what they're going to do. They're going to double Peterson, and they're going to stop penetration from Melvin Council to the middle of the lane. What we're going to do is we're going to kick out to White and trust this kid. Because he went to Kansas for a reason, because he's really good at basketball. So that's what he did. And last night, what that taught me last night is that Bill Self is the coach of the year.
When I look at last night's game, and this is going to sound arrogant for a second, but I didn't learn anything. It just reassured everything I already knew about Bill Self and about the University of Kansas. This is what they do. And I love watching games like this because of all the noise and the people that always seemingly want to doubt Kansas and want to doubt Bill Self. No matter what the game is, no matter what the season is, no matter where they are, there's always the Bill Self doubters. There's always the Kansas doubters. There's always, we're not going to do this. And they do it every single time to a tune of winning 80% of your games. And so I think last night for me just reassured everything I knew about Bill Self and made it, I think, very clear to a lot of other people out there. We talked about Andy Reid in that 11-6 season being maybe his best coaching job, when they won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago with Kadropius as their wide receiver and whoever else they had on that team, right? MVS. And they ended up winning, the Super Bowl. They found a way to put it all together.
And ironically, MVS has the biggest catch of the year.
I know, right? And peak at the right time. It's so but that's, this is Kansas basketball. Every year you could write the script, and we did. Ask Alex sometime about the Kansas basketball script or Kling. And every year it goes like this. They hit that lull about the end of January, beginning of February. People start to, oh no, this team isn't going to be that good. And then about this time they start to turn it on. And I think everybody saw that last night. I think last night was the wake-up call for the rest of college basketball. Anybody been sleeping on this team and doubting this team and Darryn Petersoning this team? I'll tell you what, this team is now here, and you better not want them in your bracket. You better not want them in your bracket right now because they do exactly what they do at this time every year. They have one of these type of games, and now it's go time. And Kansas is going to finish this season strong. They'll play good in Kansas City, and they'll be a top 3 seed in the NCAA tournament, and they'll probably be playing, in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 with an opportunity to, go to the Final Four. That's what they do. That's what this team does. I mean, Bill Self is just, I don't know that there's anybody more reliable, Dusty, to your point, in sports that I've ever seen than Bill Self, or a Bill Self-coached team, I should say, because for 23 years, with 23 years of different personalities and different rules and different things that you got to deal with, Bill Self still cranks out winners. So Bill Self-coached teams, you can set your clock by these things, man.
Yeah, I think it just, like you, Bob, I think it just reemphasized some of what I was already trying to kind of put out in the world. That, like, this team has the most ways to win out of any team that I've watched in college basketball right now. Just from a roster perspective, I think they run 8 or 9 deep. I think they can play big. I think they can go small and fast.
He went 8 last night. That was a short bench last night.
Yeah, and had more, right? He could have played more guys, but I think that was him saying, we're not going to, in the second half, up by 20. No, Darryn Peterson's coming back in. He's going to play the whole game. And that I loved that. I was worried about that in the second half. Came back, played the whole game, but they have multiple ways to beat you. They can switch on defense. They can go against the zone. They have the best player in college basketball. Then, they have the best coach in college basketball. And I don't think it's particularly close maybe with either, especially the coach and Bill Self. I mean, it's so funny, the juxtaposition.
They have the best defender in the Big 12.
And they have the best defender in the Big 12 and a top 3 defender in college basketball.
And maybe one of the top 5 point guards in the Big 12.
I don't know much about that, but yeah, Melvin Council's awesome, and he's great. He's one of the fastest players in the league. They've got multiple guys who can shoot the 3.
I would say that's Bill's 5 that taught you last night. That's the core, is Council, Peterson, White, Flory, and Tiller. Those are your 5.
The biggest coaching move that got made last night by Bill Self was when the video going around of Peterson trying to sub himself out after a 3-point shot, and Bill's going, get down the court, and kept him in that game.
I don't think he was trying to sub himself out.
Well, that's the perception again. That's
which is definitely not what was happening.
But and then people are going to take it. But if that was the case, let me say, if that was the case, Bill keeping him in there and not letting him come out, that was a coaching move. Because if he hits that shot and comes out of the game, immediately everybody's questioning Darryn Peterson. And so him playing 30 minutes last night and Bill making sure he played 30 minutes last night, that's a low-key, really good coaching move by Bill Self to try to end this narrative now that is surrounding Darryn Peterson. Like, can we move forward now?
100%. And I think, I don't know about that instance in general, but I did think that same thing last night. Like, okay, this is Bill Self making a statement. And he said in that Myron Metcalf piece, like, I haven't really gotten the chance to coach this kid yet.
Yeah. That hit me.
Yeah.
Because I know how many kids Bill Self has changed and coached, and that's the one thing that Bill has always loved to do, which is why 10 years ago we were having these conversations about going for the one, maybe longer than that now, going for the one-and-done type players. He goes, what do you want me to do, stop recruiting the best players in the country? I'm like, no. But Bill's at his best when he can mold these guys, and you got 2, 3, 4 years, and you get these teams together. He's so good at coaching players.
Coming up on the other side, Vern gave us something that we now need to monitor for this Royals season. Plus, Bob has a rule that he'd like to share in one word with Mac Morey here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, I'll tell you something, my friends, over at Heartland Men's Health. Springtime is here, and they want you feeling great. They want you seeing gains at the gym. They want you healthy. They want your sex drive through the roof, and they can help you over there at, my friends, over at Heartland Men's Health. Because you know what? If you feel tired or you're low on energy or not sleeping well, it could be signs of low testosterone. At Heartland Men's Health, they're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. And they're all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. And with the low T treatments combined with body composition programs, most men notice real improvements with more energy and better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. And if all of that sounds great, call my friends at Heartland Men's Health. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Stay warm and worry-free with Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Get a new furnace absolutely free with the purchase of select HVAC systems. The pros at Hamilton make upgrading easy with flexible financing, expert installation, and energy-efficient options that can help lower your monthly energy bills. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Missouri, get ready. Circus Sports is giving you the chance to win owner Derek Stevens' wallet. From February 3rd to March 15th, you can take home your share of $250,000 in cash. Simply wager $100 and earn 1 share, wager $1,000 to earn 2 shares, wager $5,000 for a 3rd share. Bet on anything from pro sports to college, straight bets to futures. Don't miss your chance to cash in and take home your share of Derek's wallet. Visit circusports.com for details. Must be 21 and older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-ALL.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Advent Health welcomes the KC Golf Show, February 27th through March 1st at the Overland Park Convention Center. Get front door bonuses like 5 Great Life golf rounds, Golf to Mules National, free balls, sim time with Barry's Golf and Groove and Birdie's Indoor Golf, and get an Advent Health Championship ticket, all while they last. Saturday the 28th is Women's Day, presented by Elevated Home Team and Keller Williams Realty Partners. Test drive Callaway, Mizuno, Cleveland, and more with Golf MD. See the new RMI carts. Play the Edwards-Jones Straight Drive, Genesis of Kansas City Long Putt, and the Midwest Golf Innovation Simulator. Get lessons with Imperial Golf. Roll it with Extreme Green and Evolved putters. Relax in Yingling Flight's 19th hole. Savor samples from Tito's Vodka and Booth Creek Wagyu. All at the Golf Show, February 27th through March 1st at the OP Convention Center. Thanks to Lake of the Ozarks Golf Trail. Visit Mississippi, Old Kinderhook, and Mulligan's Country Club. Kids under 12 are free. Tickets at kansascitygolfshow.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Northland 35 southbound gets heavy past the merge with 69 highway. Just stays off again on again. Very slow down to 152 with an accident blocking the left lane. Slows again approaching Pleasant Valley Road down to 435 with another problem in the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
I do want to address this text because it is kind of interesting. But I think we can debunk it a little bit because somebody says on the text line, any chance, all the alumni there last night knew something that we don't know. Is Bill Self done after this game? So to play both sides, we are now at the point in Bill Self's career where any year could be his last year. And I think everybody would be like, it's fine.
Are we going to get to the Andy Reid level of this where
Probably.
we're reporting Bill Self is retiring before he is, right?
We kind of know who his, at least an hypothesis would say that his coach in waiting might be Jock Vaughn.
I would imagine that's probably the guy. Yeah.
Nobody in Lawrence, I think, disagrees with that move.
Nope.
Jock's got a lot of experience in the college game and the pro game as well.
Yep. Well, he coached the Nets, so I don't know. That's like coaching a junior high, but he's dealt with that mess,
Yeah, so
It's a mess.
there's that, but also like those two rows. For those of you that follow Kansas, know that those are always filled. I mean, I think the Morris
Always
twins are
players
like
there.
living in Lawrence right now.
They
seem to
have
be at
half a
every
duplex.
game.
Angel runs it, yeah.
Yeah, so they're down there for most games as well. But Sharon Collins is there a
Dude,
lot.
I love that he was there. That's so cool. I love when he's there.
He's always around.
He was my favorite.
Yeah,
He just won
fantastic.
a state title at Oak Park last year in high school basketball.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I forgot
coaching
about
in
that.
the area.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's coaching. That's
Yeah.
right.
Elijah Johnson and his wife are doing coaching in the area. We were at a game 2 weeks ago. We're like, is that Elijah Johnson on the court coaching? And we're like, oh my God, it is. He's out there coaching girls basketball at one of the Blue Valley schools. And
Sick.
yeah, it was like him and his wife are doing some really cool things with high school basketball and just basketball in general, I guess, here in Kansas City. I'm like, God, that looks like Elijah Johnson. And one of the other guys, Tim's like, I think that is Elijah Johnson. And sure enough, yeah, Elijah Johnson out there, coach. So these guys are around, and it's a big Monday game. It's Houston. It has nothing to do with whether or not it's going to be Bill's last game or not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They just want to be there and be part of what's going on. It's been that way forever at KU. There's always been the alums coming back. I mean, you see the atmosphere. Who wouldn't want to be
Hell
there for
yeah.
a game, right?
It's a brotherhood.
Is the NBA still on hiatus right now?
I do want to read you this headline on ESPN right now with the vampire in studio. He's not in studio. He's in his basement. That is Mel Kiper, the mock vampire. Here's Mel Kiper's Fernando Mendoza comp for the NFL.
Okay.
Mendoza has a similar skill set to Matt Ryan and in some ways Peyton Manning.
Okay, I'm going to go home. This was the guy who stumped for Shedeur Sanders. I mean, I got nothing else to add but that.
Matt Ryan, Peyton Manning. So
I told you the Mel Kiper story about how he got this job, right? So
yeah, he's a vampire.
Well, when this whole thing started back in the early 80s, my friend Howard Balzer was working for ESPN at the time, and he was like the Mel Kiper guy before Mel Kiper, and then Kiper snaked the job from him and has been there ever since, sitting on top. And so he just early on in the draft just established himself as the draft expert and put out the manuals and all. I used to subscribe to them and get all the Mel Kiper stuff before you had the ability to do this on your computer. You had books that would come in the mail, and so he just established himself and cornered the market basically on the NFL draft. He's never right.
No.
His mocks are one of the worst mock drafts out there. But again, what does that go back to? Perception. Mel Kiper has created this perception that he is the end-all, be-all when it comes to the NFL draft. And who's the first person we look at when a mock draft comes out?
Jay Binkley.
It's Mel effing Kiper. I mean, it really is. It's the same with the NBA. Their perception is that they're a bad league or whatever you want to perceive it as. The perception for Mel Kiper is he is the end-all, be-all when it comes to the draft.
That guy's an idiot, man.
Mel Kiper said this, and Mel Kiper said that. This whole world is just perception. It's how you perceive things. And he comes up there on ESPN, and we all freeze and go, what's Mel Kiper saying? Even though he's never been right.
I heard Goff and Purdy as a comp for Mendoza. I like that more.
Yeah, better than Peyton Manning and MVP Matt Ryan.
I mean, come on, man.
5 reasons Mel Kiper's a vampire. Number 1, never seen him in daylight. Number 2, no crosses.
Number 3, no cell phone.
Number 3, never seen his reflection. Number 4, reports are from ESPN, most of his food, no garlic. Number 5, hair.
Hello, America.
Tell me that's not a vampire on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's crazy.
I want to take Mendoza.
Here's his draft. Who's he got going to 9 to the Chiefs? Jeremiah Love. So that's not happening.
Huh.
No.
He has Caleb Downs going 2 to the Jets.
Wow. Yeah, that's not happening either, but that means, Caleb Downs is good.
Reason number 6, steel. Or whatever they can't have, metal. That's werewolves.
They can't have, that's werewolves.
Doesn't like wooden steaks.
Yeah, wooden steaks, there we
Never
go.
seen Mel Kiper eat a kebab.
Because blood tastes like metal.
Yeah.
Kebab.
Yeah, dude.
Reports are he's having less garlic.
Supposedly.
Get Caliendo on the line. Let's get his Kiper mock.
Per sources, says Mel Kiper doesn't eat a lot of garlic. You tell me. You ever see Mel Kiper in front of a mirror?
No.
You ever seen him in the sun?
I've never seen him out of his house.
Because he's a vampire.
Except at the draft. I think there is something to be said about that. Like, he never leaves his house.
And draft is when? At night.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll get to Pittsburgh. I hear they have a lot of bats there.
Yeah, that dude has a diet of O negative, and that's it, dude. One thing I am worried about that is a negative with the Kansas City Royals is what Vern kind of let us know yesterday, because you kind of asked the question. I was wondering, are you worried about the World Baseball Classic for any of the players because maybe they need to probably be more focused staying home? He brings up kind of the name Carlos Estevez, and it's worrisome.
Worse or better afterward. Lugo, Waka, they've been doing it long enough. I could say the same for Carlos Estevez. The thing is with Carlos, like we saw last year in spring training, the velocity's not there at all for Carlos. But at this time last year, that's exactly what was happening. And he, as only he can, kind of laughs it off, and I'll be fine. This is normal. It takes me a while to really get it ramped up. Last year he had a back issue. Doesn't seem as if he's dealing with anything right now. But you saw the video of Vinny taking a bridge, and he waves at the ball. Carter Jensen did something similar, and Carlos was waving at the ball. Jack took him oppo, 400 and some odd feet. So he struggles with lefties. And look, if this guy's going to be the closer, I would imagine he needs to be well over 90, right, with that heater. And I don't know if it's there right now. So, we'll see. We'll see. He's got another week here, and if things don't start to turn around for Carlos, I don't know what role he would serve for.
So that's Vern on Estevez, and that's why I told you yesterday, it's like February 23rd, I believe. Yep, today's 24th. Because we've asked, what are you going into this season expectation-wise, or who's, kind of on the watch or whatever it may be. And, Cags' name's there. What's Carter Jensen going to do? What is Cole Reagan's going to do? How are we going to see Noah Cameron bounce back? And we really didn't talk a whole lot about Estevez, who has one of the most important jobs on this team and in one of the most intense situations of the game. And I'll tell you right now, I don't have patience for guys that, destroy games in the ninth inning. That's just one thing that I've always hated in baseball. It's made me frustrated. My dad is a very passionate fan about baseball and gets, over modulated at times when it comes to certain things that are just like, just relax. It's all right. People are going to strike out. But there's one thing I don't like, and that's going into a ninth inning with a 1-1 lead and not feeling safe. And there were times last year, even though Estevez had 42 saves and led baseball in that category, where he's still went out there and you're like, I hope he's on it tonight. And now we have this velocity down. He's going to the World Baseball Classic. Obviously, he's going to play for his country. Nothing wrong with that. But that's your ninth inning guy. And nothing's going to really deplete a vibe more than having a couple of early leads in early games of the year and then seeing a guy blow the save. So I wonder, is this just a ramp up because he's getting older in his career, or is this legitimately, Bob, something to actually kind of put in the back of your mind and say, just remember what Burns was talking about?
That's why I wrote it down yesterday. I was very concerning. You could hear me on there go, oh. Yeah. When you start talking about, real quick, some breaking news.
Detroit?
The Atlanta Braves, the Atlanta Braves announced their new TV network this morning, right? It's going to be called Braves whatever. Seconds later, they announced that they have signed Chris Sale to a one-year deal worth $27 million with a $30 million option for club for 2028. I mean, my God, the money that is flowing down in Atlanta right now with Chris Sale. What did Detroit do today? Did they do something?
I think they just got announced the Lions are going to play in Munich.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay. No, I was sticking with the baseball. Yeah, Braves Vision is their new home for Braves baseball, and then they announced an extension.
Is that what everyone will start doing?
I don't know. I
so
don't
we're
know
going to get Royal Vision soon?
You would think if they
I like
doing
Royal
it the right
Vision.
way,
That's got a good ring to it.
It does.
What are you doing tonight? Nothing. Just going to be my Royal Vision.
Royal Vision. Royal Vision. But we'll see.
We'll work on it.
Okay, there's so much to talk about with Estevez because
you got 30 seconds.
I know, but there's just so much because I'm going to talk to you like I used to talk to Josh. Not everybody's Mariano Rivera. Not every ninth inning is going to be clean. Okay?
Nobody's every Wade Davis.
Yeah, exactly right. But to me, when you have a team that's really good and you have a closer that isn't, there's nothing worse in sports than not having a closer finish out Major League Baseball games. We saw that in 2000 with Ricky Blotalico, and that's why he ended up having to trade Johnny Damon to get a closer, Roberto Hernandez, weakening the team, blah, blah, blah. Here we sit. We all know how it plays out.
Followed by McDougal, followed by Grimsley.
But at least those teams weren't any good. And that's where the Chicago White Sox last year, I was watching their spring training game because, yes, that's what I do. I watch spring training baseball now. Some are sicker than others. Right from the Olympics to spring training yesterday, right from Florida right to Arizona. I was all over the place yesterday. And one of the things that they were talking about on the White Sox broadcast is they said we actually went out and got a closer this year because we feel like we're going to be in more games and yada yada yada. The last couple of years we weren't. You've got to figure out a way to close out games though. There's nothing more demoralizing because I'm just picturing it right now. The Royals have a 4-3 lead. They did everything they could to win. The guy comes in, lights the gas can on fire, it blows up. The frustrations in the locker room. It happens over and over and over and over again. And you can't get those wins. You can't get past not having a closer. And so for me, after hearing Vern say all of that, Dusty, I think that's a bigger concern for me going into the season than anything lineup related. If Estevez isn't on, it really doesn't matter what the rest of the team does because you can't close out games. And that stinks. And that's something to really monitor as we move forward.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
I hope all the kids are in the back seat quoting that sounder. Oatmeal raisin, Velociraptor, everything that has nothing to do with one word. Chiefs do play the Lions this year, correct? Because they play the Rams, the Seahawks, right?
That's a different division.
Oh, that's right. That's a different division. So they don't play the North.
They don't play the North.
So they're not going to Germany.
And they weren't. Chiefs were third in their division. Lions were last. Yeah. So, they won't play each other. Okay. Let's start with what last night was. KU wins 69-56. Nice. One word on KU winning. Darryn Peterson playing the whole game, 14 points for him.
Normal.
He didn't play the whole game, Mac. He played 30
He
minutes.
played 30 of the 40 minutes. I don't understand why he wasn't out there the full time. But
Come on, Mac. And he has to be taken out of the game, too.
Yeah, normal.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
dude, come on, man.
Or he was going back to play
Give the real
defense.
stats, Mac.
Back, yeah.
I mean, come on, Mac. 6 of 15 from beyond the
He's
arc.
spewing last night after hours. Lies. Lies.
Yeah, all lies. No, normal. That's the word I'll use. That was a normal Kansas basketball game last night, you know. And another word I'll use, enjoyable. I mean, it was an enjoyable watch last night.
Fun.
It was a calm, easy game that you never really felt stressed in, you know. Yeah, it was close in the first half. Every game's close at the beginning. It starts 0-0.
Charlie and Juliana shouting out one word. Dawson and Holly quoting it Monday through Friday. Shout out. Go be good
Let's
in school and have fun
go.
with your day. Enjoy life while you're young. My one word is, Bob said it was fun. That was a fun game. My one word would be impressive. Coming off that embarrassing loss at home, yet all your fans came out the next day to get the raffle for the seats in the student section, and Bill Self spoke to him.
Bill Self's like, what are you doing here? Like Houston.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, big game.
And
Let's
then
go win.
They showed up, they won, they move on. Now they got a big one on Saturday at Arizona. So enjoy it, but on to that big, tall, brutal team of Arizona in Arizona. The last night was big.
Royals spring training, could have heard him yesterday on 96.5 The Fan. They play again today at 2:05 against the Reds. Right now, 4 spring training games in for the Royals, 2-2, 500. I thought this was a playoff team.
These guys are not doing what they need to do to advance it to the next level. This is some serious bull crap,
Panic
man.
button.
Hey, Cags is 2 for 5.
Here we go. One word on the Royals though so far. I know there's not big stories out yet, but one word on spring training games being here.
I love the fact that spring training is being here, but the word I'll use is quiet, and that's what you want. You don't want a lot of news coming out of spring training. It means you don't have a set roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like going into camp, and you know, people will argue this, but I like going in with your team kind of set, where everybody's just getting ready. I don't need position battles. I don't need every spot on the offensive line open and up for grabs. So it's just a calm, good spring training, and that's what you want. You don't want a lot of storylines coming out, in my opinion anyway, because I think most storylines, as we've seen, are negative.
My one word would be soon. Kind of like that sunrise that happens earlier and earlier, or the sunset that happens later and later. Soon. Those days are coming. And spring training being played on the radio is an indicator that it is right around the corner, because the World Baseball Classic is March 5th.
And we'll stick with that World Baseball Classic before we get to some NFL news. Tarek Skubal says he'll make one start for the USA in the World Baseball Classic before returning to the Tigers. It looks like he'll start against Great Britain.
Joy.
One word, one and done for Tarek Skubal.
Weak. I mean, what NHL player? I'm just going to play one game and come back after the Olympics. Like this is the big showcase event for Major League Baseball, right? And you're playing for your country. Ask these hockey players how much that meant to them. I mean, I know it's at a different time of year, but I think it's kind of weak for Tarek Skubal. Like, if you guys win, don't you want to be part of what's going on with Team USA? They beat Japan, they win the gold medal, they win the World Baseball Classic, and you're back in Dunedin, scratching your ass, not being part of that? Like, those are moments that you will never have an opportunity to recreate.
Yeah, man, I don't like this. And that's why I threw it in there last night or yesterday afternoon. I feel like this is one of those things where you're either all in or you're all out.
Yes.
Because the end of the quote that I believe he says is that if they get to the gold game, I'll go back and...
No. Once you leave, you're gone.
Because he says that. He says, if they get to the gold, I'm going to try like hell to convince my team to let me go root on the boys. Nah, man. Like...
Oh, you can go root them on, I guess, if you want.
Buy
but
a
you're
ticket.
Not, yeah.
But like now you want to go back if and only if they make the gold?
No.
Like, what are we doing, Tarek Skubal?
Screw off.
I mean, if one thing we learned from these Olympics is that when you compete for the United States, you win that gold medal, you are a legend. It is legendary. Like, I was not into the World Baseball Classic, but now that I'm seeing how the international stage is going and the opportunities that these see, that's the problem with baseball. They have no personalities, right? Go out there and be an American personality like these hockey players were, man. Go out there and live it up and enjoy. Now, he is going into free agency and all that, but still, man, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, come on.
You want to be part of that. That'll be the thing. He's sitting there as an old man going, I wish I would have stayed.
Yeah, but don't worry, he's helping us out against Great Britain.
Great Britain
We'll really need him.
Now, Great Britain, if I'm not mistaken, the last time had like uniforms that fell apart or something. Like they had the logo was either spelled wrong or it was stuck on with masking tape or something like that. There was some Great Britain uniform fiasco at the last World Baseball Classic. So, yeah, you're right. You're going to pitch against Great Britain. That's like hockey saying they're going to go out there and play against, Greenland or whatever. Somebody doesn't even have a team.
Yeah, just one word would be disappointed.
100%, and that is growing closer. NFL Combine is growing closer as it is here. They are in Indy right now. Drills, workouts, measurements, all those things will start on Thursday. I was on After Hours last night. Chris Unicero of Character Concerns with Jay Binkley was producing, so made sure to pick his brain, ask him some things. He said Thursday and Saturday are the days to watch if you're a Chiefs fan, watching defensive linemen and then watching running backs and wide receivers on Saturday. One word on the NFL Combine this week.
Gossip. Because that's what's going to happen all week long. They're all having shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's. They're all getting, together to tell stories and to share ideas and to spread rumors. Gossip, man. All of the noise coming out of the Combine is glorious. I love it.
Yeah, and we'll have people on the show from that Combine. We'll have, obviously, Binkley, who's tied in. He's got reminders on his TV, his Roku, his cell phone, and his watch. Matt McMullen down there, Mitch Holtis down there as well, Nate Taylor down there too. So, we said soon for baseball, quickly for football, because football, obviously, it seems like a much more planned out offseason that really kind of expedites the feelings and the thoughts that get you to the season, because once the draft happens, everybody's like,
well,
all right.
It is funny because, less than 2 weeks, the tampering period starts. Baseball's free agency begins the week after the World Series, and everybody sleeps until February. NFL tampering begins next Monday the 9th or whatever it is, and everybody will be active, and it will be so good, and then by Wednesday, it will all be done. Like they as Dusty said, you got a window for free agency. They take advantage of it because it's on to the next. Baseball needs to do that. I mean, that gets people excited, Same with the NBA. July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Let's go.
I'm going to give you guys one word before we go to break. Text line says, Tarek Scooble, more like Darryn Scooble.
Take the week.
It's fantastic.
Very well done. Very, very well done. Credit where credit's due.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well played. Oh, God, that's good.
Darryn
Scooble.
Trying to get paid, man. Trying to look out. See,
that's funny. Everybody could laugh at that. Like even Bill's laughing at that this morning.
I'm going to give you a number called 11.5. You take the over or the under. We discuss what team that represents here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone.
And Dusty Likens.
His ass is foul of all foul.
Weekdays 6 to 10. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics want you to feel better with those achy joints, right? You know where you are in life. Your joints they're not good right now. They hurt your elbows, your knees, your back, and you're thinking, I just don't want to have surgery. I don't want to stop my life. I don't want to go under the knife. Well, you know what? 40,000 people, I should say, said the exact same thing. I don't want to put my life on hold. There has to be another way, and there is. They found relief at QC Kinetics. They're the nation's leader in cellular-level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. And patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics' advanced regenerative treatments. We know surgery isn't always the answer, and QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. So get started now to ease that inflammation and slow the progression of arthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call QC Kinetics for that free consultation. 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
When the cold weather takes over KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we're always happy to help. Right now, we're offering 0% interest for 72 months on select heating and cooling systems. Trusted by generations of KC homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
Have you been diagnosed with head or neck cancer? At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. Proton therapy means increased precision, reducing side effects like dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, and the loss of taste as compared to conventional radiation. If you've been diagnosed, don't wait. Get your second opinion today and see KC's largest, most experienced proton therapy team. Visit kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Come on. No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offers end March 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and from changing seasons to unpredictable road conditions, having solid auto insurance gives you real peace of mind. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers dependable protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that's always there for you. And when you bundle policies or insure multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
North lane 35 southbound with an accident past the merge with 69 highway. Looks like the left lane blocked with delays about 2 miles now. Kansas side 435 southbound gets heavy at Wood End, stays very slow down to Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Cool little college basketball stat here for you. Most times ranked in the AP poll in the past dozen years. Number 5, Arizona at 170. Kentucky, 191. Gonzaga, 201. Duke, 210 times. Kansas, 220 times. Kansas wins a big game last night against Houston in Allen Fieldhouse as Bill Self improves to 41-0 at home on Big Mondays. Mizzou going to take care of business tonight against the Tennessee Volunteers. At least I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Believe yesterday they were 3.5-point dogs. The disrespect in Columbia continues, but that's okay. It is battle the SEC on a Tuesday night. Duke plays, but I don't think they have a really tough game tonight. They have let's see here real quick. This is they played Notre Dame at Notre Dame. But again, so if you want to watch Cameron Boozer play, but Missouri and Tennessee 8:00. Missouri 3.5-point dogs or 4.5, depending on where you get them. But the NFL win season totals are out. As of last year, the Chiefs were 11.5 wins over or under. They've dropped one full game to 2026 as 10.5 is the over under for the Kansas City Chiefs. You taking the over, the under, and thinking the Chiefs won 11 games this year?
Well, I think what the interesting thing about this is that that's tied for the most wins in the AFC West going into the season for their over-under with the Chargers of Los Angeles. And so it's interesting to look at that to me because I didn't think the Chiefs would have that high of a win total, right? At 10.5. And I didn't think they'd be the number one win total team in the AFC West because I just thought everybody would pick the Chargers or the Broncos, which, by the way, same number going into next season as they had last season, 9.5. I think people are looking at the close games maybe for the Denver Broncos, and look how it flipped for Kansas City. The Broncos may be that team that won all those close games, and you see the Kansas City effect take place with the Denver Broncos, and then the Raiders have less wins than they did a year ago. They're at 5 right now. We still don't know who their quarterback is. So for me, though, I want to ask you guys, why do you think Vegas has this much faith in the Chiefs? And not just Vegas right now. What gives you guys the most confidence to take the over on the Kansas City Chiefs going into next season? Taking the over of 10.5, which means you think they're going to win 11 games. And for me, it's pretty simple. Andy Reid getting the extra rest to kind of rejuvenate, what happened after last season. The Patrick Mahomes comeback tour, I think, is going to be bigger than we can even put into words. And I think we may see a Chris Jones rebound because he is getting criticized a lot this offseason for the way that he played during the regular season. And so that's why I think I would take the over at 10.5. What about you guys?
I love the Chris Jones rebound. I'd be all over that. I can see that happening, especially if they're able to get him a little more help up there. Yeah, I think part of it is, obviously just Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, but I think in sports too, I think we're in Vegas may be keen to this is the swing back, right? The swing back season, swing back game, whatever it is, kind of, all right, we lost this, now we're going to win this. We just saw it in a shorter term, right, with KU. That loss to Cincinnati, worst loss of the season. What are they going to do? They're going to come back and they're going to right the ship and they're going to beat Houston at home. That's kind of right what's going to happen here in Kansas City. You've got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in charge, and the way last season went, they're going to figure out how to rectify that and change things. I would go with Mahomes' revenge, and listen, I'll be beating this drum all offseason. I think this offensive line is going to be very, very good. Top 10 at least in the NFL. Josh Simmons is fantastic. We know what the center and guard are. Kingsley Sumiatia was fantastic for the most part last season, especially the latter half of the year. And then right tackle is a question mark right now, but two guys that I thought looked pretty solid in their flashes, in Issa Pole and Jalen Moore. I think this is an offensive line. That, Mahomes, and a revamped running game gives me a lot of reason to be confident.
And I think that's why the offensive line has a chance, because hopefully there is a revamped running game, and there is more of an emphasis to be a balanced offensive team, because as I was looking at the offensive line last year, and we had these conversations, like something just seems off. Something seems to be missing. And as you start to kind of put it all together and look back and, have the hindsight be 2020, I guarantee you a big reason why the offensive line didn't play up to its level last year was because of Andy Reid and his play calling and his decision-making on the sidelines and being too predictable.
One-dimensional, 100%.
Being too predictable. And anytime you put your people in position to not be successful, well, they aren't successful. And I think we saw that with offense this year. I think a lot of it really has to be a reset by Andy Reid.
I think if you look at what you have to, and that is the anomaly of 6-11. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong, I think, last year for the Chiefs, right? Your first-round pick that you had hype about, didn't really worry about the injury, and then was gone for 5 weeks. Your number 2 wide receiver is injured on the third play of the game. Your running back game, you knew it wasn't going to be great, wasn't great. I'm thinking that they're trusting that the Kansas City Chiefs are a smart enough and good enough team to realize what they didn't do right. They've got to work on in this offseason. They've had a lot of time to focus on that. I know that for a fact they're putting their heads together and they're going to, get busy this offseason. It starts with the combine that's currently going on in Indianapolis. We'll see what they do free agent-wise. I'd love to see if that number, alternates, if they go get like a Breece Hall or a Travis Etienne who's, linked to maybe wanting to be on the Kansas City Chiefs roster. It goes back to what we always do every year before the year starts. Who's the quarterback? Who's the coach? I think both have a reason to be pissed off next year. Not like pissed, but pissed, right? So I think that also factors into it. And just the respect value. Like, do you really honestly think that we will see another year like we saw last year? But the other part about it is what they do in this offseason. Is it 5 games of improvement? Because to get to 11, right, you were 6 games in the winning category last year, didn't beat a playoff team, didn't do well in your own division, but also you have to think about what is your division going to do? What do the Chargers look like next year? What do the Broncos look like next year?
What does your schedule look like?
And then also, I know that the schedule, when it came out of who you're going to play, it's like, man, they got a brutal schedule according to this year.
I'm looking at it right now, and I'll tell you what, I don't think it's brutal. At home, these are the opponents that aren't in the division. They play the Cardinals, the Colts, the Jets, the Patriots, the 49ers.
Yeah, that's not murderer's
That doesn't
row.
scare me.
No.
Now,
Say them again.
This is at home, not
Yeah.
division. Cardinals, Colts, Jets, Patriots, 49ers.
Yeah, what's the scariest team? It is the 49ers.
Probably, but
Yeah.
even them, like, we could talk about them. Every player they are hoping is 31 or over. I don't know how much longer they have at their reign over there in the
See
NFC.
what New England looks like playing a good schedule.
Yep,
See
exactly.
what the Patriots look like, right? And then the away, a little harder, but again, I think there's a lot of winnable games here. Again, not division games. Bengals, Bills, okay?
Yep.
Dolphins, Falcons, Rams, Seahawks. Harder away games, no doubt. You got to win some of those 50-50 tough opponents, but
A lot of new coaches in that, too.
Yep. Yeah,
Bills,
I
new
see
coach.
11 wins. I see
Yeah.
10, 11 wins. I do.
Okay. Put your money where your mouth is.
I will, baby.
Yeah, I think that's fair to look at 10 or 11 wins.
Yeah,
For this team, but the 10.5 is the number. So you going over or are you going under?
I'd like to know if it's like plus 100 to go over.
Yeah, I'll take the over. I think the 785 hits the nail on the head as well as if Veach hits that number 9 pick, you've got another cornerstone for Mahomes at whatever position that
Would you
is.
be more confident betting over 81 wins for the Royals or over 10.5 wins for the Chiefs?
I'm going to take the
As of
Chiefs.
today.
I'm going to take the Chiefs on this one, and the reason is the Estevez stuff. That's
Damn.
very concerning with me. Very concerning. The closer makes all the difference in the world. It just does. There's nothing more demoralizing in sports. Imagine if Hellebuck wasn't a good goaltender. How demoralizing that is, right? That's what it is to have a bad closer in baseball. Oh, God. It's the worst.
Yeah, that's...
And puts pressure on everybody else.
Both teams have a lot of question marks, right? I would just say the question marks with the Chiefs are pointed towards Hall of Famers, towards GOATs. They're pointed towards Mahomes and Andy Reid. I'm going to trust them to answer those more than I'm going to trust the Cags, the Jensens, and Estevez with a back. I've got more worries there.
Yeah,
I'd take the over on both.
Yeah, and I probably would take the over on both, but if you're asking, as Dusty
Exactly,
he
yeah.
legitimately did ask, so I'm going to answer. No, I would take the Chiefs. They get the benefit of the doubt. They've done it before. We know that they know how to figure things out. They had a blip on the radar, so they get the benefit of the doubt in that
Last 2 years, the
standpoint.
Royals have been over 81.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah. But
Just a little bit of thought there. But yeah, the Chiefs have done it for a decade.
Yeah.
Give me the Royals all day.
Let's go.
I think they can win 85. I don't know what that means for where the season ends, but I think they can get to 85.
When Vern questions things like he did yesterday, though, with Estevez, man, that makes me listen. Because Vern knows what he's talking about. A lot of the stuff that Vern says, I'll just be honest with you, is informed opinions. And so if Estevez is a conversation that's happening with Vern, I'm sure a lot of people, in Surprise are talking about it and wondering about it and wanting to know about it. And hell, maybe people even around baseball are talking about it right now. That to me, it's a big red flag from Vern yesterday going into this season.
Something to monitor for sure, but it is a Tuesday. So coming up next, Bob gives you his bonehead of the week, Raw, on 96.5 The Fan. You're on for Kansas City Sports.
I'm like pissed.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Yo, Harvey, Zoe, group selfie.
Ooh, nice new iPhone 17, Drewski.
Let's do a triangle formation. I'm in front.
With a center stage front camera, everyone fits in the shot.
You got it at T-Mobile.
But switching takes forever.
Not anymore. Now you can switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes.
Focus, people. Nail your pose.
And you get a new iPhone 17 on them.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way, guys. Switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us. And right now, we'll pay off your old phone up to $800.
I'm grabbing my phone and switching to T-Mobile right now.
Get back, Harvey. We're taking a... Let's go again, y'all.
With 24 monthly bill credits, finance agreement, 256 gigabytes, $830, eligible trade-in, example iPhone 13 and new qualifying line, $60 plus per month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees. For well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. $800 via virtual prepaid card. Card typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Check out in 15 minutes per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense, and that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family is banking on bandwidth. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in no time with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025. Actual speeds vary. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial cable.
Don't let winter catch you off guard. Keep your family cozy with a $69 heating system tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. We have pros available 7 days a week to keep your system running at peak efficiency, helping prevent costly breakdowns, lower energy bills, and keep your home warm all winter long. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
This update is brought to you by Ollie's Bargain Outlet.
Savings! Discounts. The best bargains.
At Ollie's, we've got brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices every day.
I get to keep more money in my pocket.
Ollie's!
Good stuff, cheap!
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Traffic for DM Entry Law, Northland 35 southbound accident past the merge with 69 highway, keeping things heavy for about 2 miles. 71 southbound, slow from Gregory down to 87th with trouble in the left lane. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results. Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
If you're looking for more NFL draft coverage, go subscribe and follow the Character Concerns podcast with Bink and Chris on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. This is your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
So I want to keep people in tuned on the radio because some of you, unlike us, start your day at 8 o'clock or 7:30 and are wondering why we are concerned about Carlos Estevez. This was what Vern had to say yesterday when we were asking about the World Baseball Classic and players going.
Worse or better afterward. Lugo, Waka, they've been doing it long enough. I could say the same for Carlos Estevez. You know, the thing is with Carlos, like we saw last year in spring training, the velocity's not there at all for Carlos. But at this time last year, that's exactly what was happening. And he, as only he can, kind of laughs it off, and I'll be fine. This is normal. It takes me a while to really get it ramped up. Last year he had a back issue. Doesn't seem as if he's dealing with anything right now. But you saw the video of Vinny taking a bridge, and he waves at the ball. Carter Jensen did something similar, and Carlos was waving at the ball. Jack took him oppo, 400 and some odd feet. So he struggles with lefties. And look, if this guy's going to be the closer, I would imagine he needs to be well over 90, right, with that heater. And I don't know if it's there right now. So, we'll see. We'll see. He's got another week here, and if things don't start to turn around for Carlos, I don't know what role he would serve for.
So you could go back and say, well, he's also letting you know that last year we had the same story, and last year there was a back issue, and this year there's not a back issue, but it's still trust me, I'll be fine. I'm the vet. Let me get used to this, and I'll get things back to where they need to be at, 93, 94 miles per hour. But, this year's different. There's a World Baseball Classic that he is going to go participate in and not be at the team's facility in Arizona. So that's why the level of concern is there, because now this is a second year where we have to think, okay, he did it last year. Can he do it again this year? Whereas last year the resume would say 42 saves. I led the major leagues in saves. Everything will be okay. But again, will it? So that's why I think there's a little bit of concern that we're having that conversation again on February 23rd as we had yesterday. But
I mean, you listen to Vern's voice too, and the way that he kind of talks about that. He's like, I'm very concerned, very, very concerned with what I heard there. And that wasn't all that he said yesterday too. Then he talked about Urseg, and he said that guy hasn't been consistent since 24. And so there's no backup plan right now. The thing about closers, guys, very much like the running back position, once those wheels fall off, they're done. And closers have short shelf lives in Major League Baseball. If you could get 3 years out of a closer, I think you've gotten a lot out of a closer. It's usually about a 2 to 3 year window, and then they fall off. And they're not all Mariano Rivera's out there who pitch forever and just dominate, right? That's the exception to the rule. Most of these guys, look at Wade Davis, after 2016, you really didn't hear from Wade Davis much anymore. And so they moved him along. And so it just happens. Guys lose it very fast at that closer position. It's almost like you have to have the next guy ready to go. And I don't know if teams plan that way or how they think or how they determine their roster and their depth with the closer position. But man, if Estevez can't go, that's just can't go. But if he's not any good, it's a major black eye for the Royals.
And this was Vern's response to the possible closer issue.
Yeah. He but that was the case last year. He wasn't 100% until May, and it was a grind early on. And from doing the post-game shows, I understand the fan base wanted Lucas Urseg as the closer for a majority of the season, but Urseg wasn't what he was when he came over in that trade. I still think Estevez is the guy to start the season. To me, Matt Strom is acknowledged. That's not necessarily who I am. I like being the fireman. Urseg would be the next guy you would choose, but I haven't seen that dominant Lucas Urseg since the end of the 2024 season. So right now the Royals are going to trust Carlos. We'll see how the next month plays out. Had last year not played out the way that it did, I think they would be a little bit more concerned within the organization.
So there you go. Josh Vern, your Royals insider here on 96.5 The Fan. Don't forget, Bobby Witt Jr. going to sit down with Vern on Vern's Hot Stove Thursday at 6 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan. You can go to All Things Vern if you ever miss one. Last week was Jack Caglione. And also, it was Chris Bubich. And our spring training coverage on 96.5 The Fan is brought to you by Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking. Bob, the floor is yours. Bonehead of the week.
Bob's Boneheads.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's heads? There's an S on there? So there can be more than one.
Well, this week there's only one.
Oh.
And
is it an airport or an airline?
No, it is not. Not yet. This week's young.
True.
It's only Tuesday.
There's been a lot of weather in the area.
Yeah, weather. Now, if you are a flyer and you're acting like a jerk at the airport because your flight has been canceled by 36 inches of snow on the East Coast, yeah, you can go.
Kiss
exactly.
my ass.
Calm down, Karen, okay?
Yeah.
Sit back down and realize you ain't getting to Jersey today, okay? It's going to be a minute.
It ain't all about you.
No, it really isn't. But I was watching on the box last night, the Providence News, 36 inches of snow. And last night they were doing live shots, and there was blacktop already showing. They moved that snow out fast on the East Coast. But my bonehead is Artie Moreno, the Angels owner. And I've never been a huge fan of the way that he runs his operation out in Los Angeles. He's always been concerned more about putting butts in the seats and generating money than he is about winning baseball games. And that proves based on what he said the other day. This got lost in the Friday news dump and then got lost yesterday in the excitement that was the gold medal championship for our United States hockey team. But Artie Moreno was doing an interview with the Orange County Register and downplayed the importance of fielding a winning baseball team. I'm going to ask you guys this question. I want this text line to weigh in on this as well, because I think everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a take on what this is all about. And this is what he says. The number one thing fans want is affordability. They want affordability. They want safety, and they want a good experience when they come to the ballpark. Okay. Believe it or not, winning is not in their top 5. So Artie Moreno, the owner of the Angels, who is not on the same level as fans, obviously, is telling people out loud that winning is not in the top 5 of things fans want when they go to the ballpark. You're right. It's not in the top 5. Probably is the number one thing that fans want. Why do you root for a team? You want to see your team win. Why do you get upset because your team loses? At no point in time did I ever think the number one thing that I wanted at the ballpark was affordability. That's not the first thing that crosses my mind. I know that when I go to a game, it's very expensive, and I'm there, and I'm going to spend the money, and I just know what I'm in for when I go to a game. Safety, I guess you want to feel safe. I don't know that that's on the fans' credo of things that they want at a game. Now, thou shalt provide us thy safety when we go to a baseball game. I don't think fans care much about that. A good experience comes with winning. And so the bonehead of the week goes to the owner of a Major League Baseball team who legitimately said out loud, winning is not in the top 5 of things that fans care about. Then what do they care about? Why do they root? Why do they buy their jerseys? Why do they have favorite players? Why do we have favorite teams? You wake up every year on March 1st or whenever spring training starts and goes, damn, let's go, let's win. Or when training camp starts in football, let's go, let's win. Every fan wants to win. And for an owner to say that, that's as out of touch as you could potentially be with your fan base, saying winning is not in their top 5. I can't believe an owner would ever say that, ever say something like that. And therein lies the problem, fellas, with Major League Baseball.
Somebody says for the 816, the Royals may only win 50 games, but that dollar dog is too good of a deal.
Yeah. The attendance shows that too.
Yeah.
The teams win, fans
They
go.
show up.
If not for money, that guy would be a loser from the 6-2.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I was going to ask what gives him the confidence to be so boldly stupid, but baseball does.
Well, what gives him the confidence, Mac, is being out of touch of what matters. Like, I mean, I'm not on the same level. You're not on the same level. We're not on the same level as these billionaires, right? But if you're going to be an owner of a company, and that's what the Angels are, and you're trying to get people to buy your product, I don't know, have a good product, and people will buy that product. And the better you are, the more money that you're going to make, and the better off you're going to be as that business owner. Every one of these owners looks at payroll as an expense instead of looking at it as a way to go out there and make their team better and put more butts in the seats and field a better operation. They look at payroll like it's the devil's juice. I'm not paying for that. Meanwhile, every one of these owners, meanwhile, every one of these owners is getting $200 to $210 million every year of free money from the Central Fund, and only 12 of those owners are spending that money or more on their salaries. And so these guys are all pocketing this money and basically running the greatest grift of all time.
I think this guy just has Disneyland confused with what his team is. Like, you can go to Disneyland and get the experience in LA. Right, you can go get the Mickey Mouse, ice cream, you can get the hat, you can take the picture, you can do all that. It doesn't matter if, like, there's an actual event happening, right? You don't have to go to, like, the bicentennial of Disney World, or you don't have to go when a celebrity's there. You can just go and experience. Whereas that's what kids do. kids don't create your revenue. The adults do. So if you want more people to come to your games, you need to give them reason to come to your games, like you had mentioned, which is a winning product.
Yeah.
People don't go to the games to sit in a seat and go, wow, isn't this nice? Team sucks, but man, it's great to be here, isn't it? It's not worth your time.
Right.
You want to be entertained, right?
And the Angels lose 7-0.
And the season's over.
Right. Who wants that? You
Sit
want
on my porch.
And also, people want to be part of something that's fun and good.
Because someone makes a great point to what we're making is that, like, they take their kid, they pay a little bit more to sit close because they want the opportunity to see Bobby Witt Jr. close and then maybe also get Bobby Witt Jr. to sign the baseball card. That's a kid's experience. It would not matter if the Royals won 100 games or if they won 50 games. That kid's mindset's not going to change. Here's the reality of it. That kid's not spending any money at your ballpark. The parent is the one that has to do that. And I bet you that parent's not going to go to 60 games to try to get that baseball card signed. If it doesn't happen in 1 or 2 games and those seats are $150 a pop, dad ain't paying $300 more than a few times to go try to get that thing happen. You're going to have to figure out other ways to do that, whether that's spring training or whether that may be it. But yeah, you have to have a winning. Winning should be number one.
It should absolutely be number one.
Hope should be like the 6th thing you sell to a team,
but
fan base.
If you're an owner of a professional sports franchise and winning isn't written on the walls of your facility, and you know even Dick Vermeil, the main thing is the main thing, and you walked into that facility, it was a picture of the Super Bowl trophy. I mean, that was 25 years ago. He was using that 30, 40 years ago when he was coaching the Eagles. The main thing is the main thing. It should always be about winning and always striving to get that championship. Because if you're not working every day to be the best in professional sports or in life, well, what are we doing here, right? Like, what are we seriously doing here if we're not out here trying to win every day? And what kind of message does that send to your team? Oh, Anthony Rendon, he's perfect for Anaheim. Well, winning doesn't matter. I'm not going to play. So, I mean, that's just the way that goes. But, I mean, if you're a Major League Baseball owner or any professional sports owner and winning isn't your ultimate goal and striving to put your organization in the best spot to win a championship every year, then you should probably sell that franchise and you should probably move on and sell it to somebody who's willing to put a winner out there for your fans, because that's all they want. At the end of the day, they're not going to remember the nice hot dog they had. They're going to remember those moments that their teams won championships.
You talked real quick before we go to break about closers and their lifespan. Somebody had mentioned on the text line it felt like Eric Gagne was a closer forever. It was 3 years.
3 years.
It was 02, 03, 04. In 2000, 2001, he was a starter that failed. In 2002 to 2004, he pitched 82 and a third innings all 3 years, 52 saves, 55 saves, 45 saves, 55 cheeseburgers, 55 hot dogs, 55 onion rings. Had over 100 strikeouts in all 3 years. After 2004, the most innings pitched Eric Gagne would pitch, and the remainder of his 6-year career was 52 in one season.
They go down fast, man. That's crazy.
And the steroids wore off. Coming up on the other side, clear all history. I think that's what the move is here on this situation on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's like horseradish.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Clogged drains? Call your service tech from AB May to keep your plumbing systems running properly. From drain clearings to sewer line repairs, we deliver reliable solutions with unmatched care and professionalism. Right now, we're offering a $59 drain clearing special. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra vutrisiran is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans if you have any questions along the way? Beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
Spring savings start early at Lowe's. Get a Cobalt 24-volt max leaf blower for just $99. It's powerful, lightweight, and ready to go. Plus, get 4 bags of Stay Green 1 cubic foot garden soil for just $10. Don't wait. Get everything you need to start on your spring projects today. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/4. Soil offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Kansas side, 435 southbound, off again, on again, heavy from K32 down past Shawnee Mission Parkway with construction. 635 southbound, slow rolling from Gibbs to 35. Heading out of downtown, 70 westbound, hit slowdowns around 35. Stays heavy to the state line with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, some news from Adam Schefter. While the NFL no longer is discussing a tush-push ban, the UFL will announce today that they are eliminating the tush-push.
I like how Schefter says a source when the UFL tweeted that out. This year we are banning the tush-push. They are also instituting 4-point field goals.
Sweet.
Which is 60 yards or more is going to be a 4-point field goal. And what I think is kind of cool, let me know what you guys think. Can't punt if you're in the other team's territory.
Ooh, that's great. Well, that sucks if you're like the 30, you get sacked for 10 yards, 40 now, 4th and 20. Sorry, dude.
So here are the rule changes right now for the UFL. And are any of these anything that you would like to consider in the NFL? Because the NFL does a great job of stealing from the XFL and the UFL. Mm-hmm. They really do. Mm-hmm. And I think that's good. The NFL can actually see this stuff play out. Like, they don't have to do test runs. They've got... The NFL, you want to talk about grifters. They got the greatest grift going on. They got this UFL, which will do all kinds of crazy things that the NFL won't do, but the NFL can see if it works, and if people like it, then they can steal it. And the other grift is they got now all the colleges paying for their minor league system. They don't need a developmental league anymore because they got the colleges doing that. And the owners are sitting back going, yeah, we just continue to make money, and all these other people do the dirty work for us. But so the teams will not be permitted to punt in the opposing team's territory except for in the last 2 minutes of each half, forcing either field goal attempts or 4th down conversion attempts. I'm okay with that. The tush push, QB sneaks in the NFL, prohibited. Receivers will only need 1 foot in bounds for a catch to be valid. Kicked extra points are coming back. Instead of having the option to convert an offensive scrimmage play from 2, 5, or 10 yards for 1, 2, or 3 points, teams will now be given the following options: a 33-yard kick for 1, or 2 or 8-yard offensive plays for 2 or 3 points. So you can go first and goal from the 2 for 2 points, or you can go first and goal from the 8 for 3 points.
Oh, God.
So you've got some good options. That's confusing for a lot of upper deckers with a lot of beer in their systems.
100%.
Very confusing.
What are they doing? He's going to stand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Some guys passed out in the upper deck, puking, waking up. Oh, it's damn over 3. What? Charlie, what'd you say?
We have to leave now.
It's time to go. The league will also make small changes where players must line up during kickoffs and how overtime is decided. It's not going to make me watch this league. I'll be excited to see the highlights of this, the clips and stuff, because we're doing it for clips. But it'll be interesting to see the NFL monitor this and see if we do have. I like the 4-point field goal from 60 yards or more. In the NFL, I would probably do it from 65.
Damn, I'm drafting Brandon Aubrey with like the 3rd round pick.
But think about but think of what kind of weapon that all of a sudden becomes. If you got a guy that can hit a 65-yarder or further,
maybe time to get a new kicker.
But how many times do you see games that are 27-23 and you're like, damn, that's a 2-possession game? Now all of a sudden these 4-point games become 1-possession games, and you have the opportunity to win it and not have to get as far down the field in the last couple of seconds, right? You only need to get to like the 45-yard line of the opponent. That would be basically your 65-yard field goal. Maybe the 47-yard line gives you your 65-yard field goal. So you just have to cross midfield. It makes scoring chances greater, and it closes that gap from that 4-point lead now being late in the game, a 1-possession game where you're not going to need a touchdown. And you can get a field goal to tie it to send to overtime. So a lot of strategy could potentially be changed too.
Oh, God. Bob or Mr. Garrison, if you followed along to all that, what was the first step of the new rules that he just discussed? Because that's a lot of change and a lot of
teams will not be permitted to punt in the opposing team's territory.
And Max said it would suck if you got sacked.
What was the rule after that? I had a question on.
Except for the last 2 minutes of each half.
Yeah, there's a rule after that you read.
The tush push is banned.
Okay, just the tush push, not QB sneak, or was it also QB
the tush
sneaks?
Push QB sneaks popularized in the NFL in recent seasons will be prohibited.
Okay, so tush push with QBs. Okay, weird wording. I was just making sure they weren't banning the QB sneak as well, because that'd be something.
So are you locked into the UFL?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Like Bob said, though, fun highlights. Excited for the clips.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they work. If it's something that starts to work, and so, like I do. I like the punting idea, and I do like the field goal idea. The extra point stuff, it's just a little bit much. But we'll see. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. I'm interested to see how that plays out. But I love different rules like this to kind of change the game. Man, a 4-point field goal, though, man, that changes everything in the NFL.
From the 7-8-5, those rules are dumb.
Well said.
Yeah. And gone.
Well, in that case, let's just go home for the day.
Yeah.
I don't like those rules. They're dumb. Don't like it. The Chiefs take Josh Simmons. Don't like that pick, dumb.
I just saw Mel Kiper has your boy going to the Jets.
Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs, number 2 overall. It's very high for a safety.
But he's the best player in the draft, right? If he's the best player in the draft, why is that too high,
Exactly
it's
right.
It's crazy. Like, this guy's the best player in the draft. Don't draft a safety that high. You just told me he was the best player in the draft.
There's no way it could be Jamal Adams again.
Oh, gosh, that'd be so sad.
Yeah, dude.
He was actually good with the Jets.
He was good until,
And then he wanted to be traded because it's the Jets.
And then he was just bad.
And he was bad in Seattle. Once he left the Jets, he was bad. But he was good with the Jets.
The Titans signed him this year for like a week. It was weird. Yeah, he's done.
So what? Like, be a fan and put a bag over his head? I put a bag over my head, too, if I was a fan.
You're just doing it for the clicks.
That's right. So yesterday, we saw the article, not article, but it was like a headline, I guess you could call it, or a post.
Yeah, from Yahoo Sports.
That the Chiefs,
and Nate Taylor.
Yeah, we're going to keep taps on Tyreek Hill. Okay. I think that this is one of those situations where there's not as much as divide in the fan base that maybe I think there is, but it seems like I'm not giving it enough credit. Because I do think there are a lot of people that want Tyreek Hill back on Kansas City's roster. Now, I think a lot of those people are educated to know what they expect if he were to come back. I think those people are like, hey, Dusty, like, let me explain. And I listen. And it's, well, what if he comes back on a, 1 year prove it deal because he may not be ready until like week 6 or 7. And he's like the third receiver in our receiving core, but still puts up really good numbers and can contribute to this team. And then he goes and gets a contract somewhere else, but makes this team kind of, explosive again. I would say those are a lot of ifs because Tyreek Hill, we know, has a large family at this point. Tyreek Hill's age is getting up there, so the league is not going to be there forever. We know what his off the field history can be. We don't know how many people are going to be champing at the bit to have him do anything for them, whether that's TV, whether that is a podcast. His podcast obviously didn't last. And there's all those things. So the other if is like when he comes back, because we had found out that he's going to need another leg surgery. And we now know that from Nate Taylor and Yahoo and all these people that follow closely to this team, the Chiefs are going to keep tabs on Tyreek Hill. I've listened to people say that it would be an okay option to bring him back. I also look at this in the regards of a relationship that ended. And I speak from myself. In probably the most serious relationship I'd ever had, which I think when the most serious the Chiefs were was when Tyreek Hill was a part of this offense and they were unstoppable, right? Mahomes was the best he's ever been. Travis Kelce was in his prime. Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator, and all that sounds great. And the longest I'd ever been in a relationship, in a serious relationship, well over a year and a half, when it ended, it was like 2 weeks later, and I was completely wiped off the face of the earth of that person's life. From Instagram, from Facebook to anything and everything.
Like when you get fired in radio, you're gone off the website fast.
And the thing about this was I was confused because the relationship did not end on bad terms. It was just a mutual agreement of, I don't think we're going to go any further than where we've gone. We've gotten to the point of, this is it. Honeymoon phase is over, moved in together, didn't work out, we're done. But I was confused as to why all of it was erased. I'm like, none of it mattered? Sure, it mattered, but it's no longer good for that person nor myself to be reminded of what there was because that is not currently what is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill on this team, in my opinion, is keeping those pictures up of you and her at the fair in 99 or you and him at, your friend's wedding with a really funny photo. You're always going to find yourself, no matter who you are, how strong-minded you may be, going back and thinking, man, that was a good time. But that's not the current time. And Tyreek Hill is of the relationship of the past. I don't necessarily think Tyreek Hill's relationship ended on bad terms here. I think he wanted to get paid. The Chiefs were thinking about getting paid. Devontae Adams set the market, and Tyreek Hill said, I want that kind of money. And organizations said, we're not willing to do that. And they got Trent McDuffie out of it. Then Tyreek Hill went and did his heel move where he was like all these sort of things. But we all knew it was just jealousy, and that does tend to happen. But I think the best thing to do is to clear all history and move on. I'm not saying that it's not a bad idea to think about it. I'm just saying it's not the idea that they should be going with because of where this team needs to go. You need to find the next wave, the next sort of run with the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce may not be here in 2 years. Tyreek Hill may not be here ever again. Isaiah Pacheco might be gone. All these things that are going to factor into your team, I think it's best to just get rid of all what was the past. You can relish on it and talk about it like, oh, remember that one time? That one time against Denver where they said it was an incomplete catch and they should have challenged it because it was a catch. Maybe the sickest catch you've ever seen, not considered a catch, in the end zone nonetheless. That was cool. That was great. But that's not who I am anymore. But I respect them for giving me that history. But now my current time period is now, and I don't think Tyreek Hill belongs in those next wave of moments or those next wave of the Kansas City Chiefs and the dynasty moving forward.
Well, no, I don't think he does either. I mean, I quite frankly, guys, I'm so tired of hearing about Tyreek Hill, right? And I know Andy addressed it the other day, and they're keeping tabs. I think that's one of those things that I look at and I go, I think that's Andy being nice, because I'm going to get to something that literally I just received in my email that I want to read some quotes from. But I always go back to the movie The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, where these two people were dating and they broke up, but they needed to get their self out of each other's lives forever because it was doing that, that mental harm. And so they went to see this doctor who erased those memories from their brain. I wish the Chiefs could have that with Tyreek Hill. I really do. And I wish a lot of fans could have that with Tyreek Hill, because people sit around and we have sat around this offseason. We've heard from a lot of fans. We want things different, right? New offense, different. And then they want Tyreek Hill back. Tyreek Hill, to me, has no business being a member of the Kansas City Chiefs ever again. There is no reason to continue to go back and put the band back together, because it's never successful. And there's a new website out there called sportsboom.us, right? And this article is about Tyreek Hill. It came from
Sports Boomers?
Sports Boom, written by Jason Lockenfora, and it's about Tyreek Hill. And he's got some quotes from some general managers, which I think are important for everybody to hear. Quote, "We aren't touching him," one general manager said. "No chance. We think he's done. He isn't a difference maker anymore. The juice isn't worth the squeeze, not even as a vet minimum guy for us." That's another general manager. "They weren't going to get anything for him in a trade," one NFL personnel exec said. "I don't think free agency is going to be very kind either." And so those are some talent evaluators around the league, obviously off the record, telling Lockenfora, this guy's damaged goods. We have got to focus on something else and not sit around and worry about what the hell Tyreek Hill is doing or not doing. Tyreek Hill can't even be a figment of our imagination here in Kansas City, because bringing Tyreek Hill back is not changing. Bringing Tyreek Hill back is putting the band back together. Bringing Tyreek Hill back is the same old, same old. And at the end of this past season, we didn't want the same old, same old. We wanted new. We wanted something different. We wanted something exciting, not a 75-year-old wide receiver who's going to try to go out there after a bum leg injury and try to play again. I think it's a big mistake. I would be very disappointed in the Kansas City Chiefs if they brought him back here. It is nothing but a distraction. It is nothing but a waste of time. It is nothing short of useless. Move on, find young, get young, start stacking this team for the future. Stop going back in time.
Yeah, when was the last time the Chiefs had an identity on offense? It feels like probably 2022. After the Legion of Zoom, they kind of figured out how to run the football a little bit, and death by 1,000 paper cuts, dink and duck down the field. But since then, they've struggled to find an identity. So it feels safe, right, to go back to what was once awesome, to what was once elite and couldn't be stopped. And so you think that's safe, but you need to find something new. You need to find change. You need to get younger, and Tyreek can't be that solution. I'm all for bringing in a veteran wide receiver like Mike Evans with a draft, and with bringing in a young free agent and all those sorts of things. Yeah, but going back to the well with Tyreek Hill, especially after all the injuries and everything, it's a no-brainer. It's a no.
I mean, we've seen these people all the time in life, right? You've got friends that get back together for like the third and fourth time. Like, what are you doing? Just move on, right? It gets comfortable. This team needs to be anything but comfortable at this point in time. They need to have growing pains. They need to move forward and do things differently, not only just for the 2026 season, but also moving forward as well. I mean, you're not going to get value out of Tyreek Hill. He's going to come in here. He's going to be a distraction. It's all anybody's going to want to talk about, and he's probably not going to produce to any level that anybody has ever seen Tyreek Hill produce before. And remember back in 2022, why did you get rid of him? Let's think about that. You got rid of him for a reason. You were ready to move on. Whether it was money, whether it was the Bengal game, there's a lot of things. You were ready to move on from Tyreek Hill. Don't look back at now what would be 4 or 5 years ago and think you're going to recreate that, because as we talked about with closers in baseball, wide receivers are kind of the same way. Speed guys are kind of the same way. You only have a certain amount of time in those legs before God says you're done. And it sure seems like Tyreek Hill is done. He's just not a fit for this organization and where they are at this point in time. I can't have Tyreek Hill on one side and Travis Kelce on the other side and Anselmo trying to cover him. I mean, because that's what it ultimately is, man.
Well, then we'd have a chance.
We would, yeah. We absolutely would. But it'd be you could have Travis Kelce. That's great. He's fantastic. He's a great producer still for this team. Tyreek Hill is not. Don't waste a roster spot on somebody that isn't part of your future because you're trying to piecemeal it together for one last run in the sun. Those don't work, Andy. It didn't work in Philly for you. Don't do it here again. Don't do it again.
Yeah, I would just stay away. I just don't think it's worth, hey, do you want to get coffee and catch up on life? I respect that, but actually, no. I hope you're doing well, though.
That
Thanks
was
for
my
reaching
analogy
out.
last night.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's that? What are you going to gain?
Yep.
Right?
That was
Like,
yep. Exactly, dude.
for about
Feels good for a minute.
Yeah.
For a
Hey,
second.
we'll keep tabs on you, but we're not going to talk to you. You know, we'll Facebook.
Hope
you
you're
know.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you're doing well.
Wait,
Yeah,
we
we're
wish
doing
you
well.
nothing but the best.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And somebody said, "Yeah, I'm going to try to forget about WASP." That's the complete opposite of what I completely just broke
Well, I think
down.
that was in response to Bob. Forget about it.
Oh,
to
gotcha.
forget about
Oh,
Tyreek
come
Hill.
on. If you're taking it like that,
Yeah.
that's on you. Don't be so foolish. Get bent.
Get bent.
With
So,
dumb
yeah,
text.
like-
I
and
mean,
that's-
seriously.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
we
I'm-
forget about WASP. Yeah.
Like, I think that there are certain people that are in your there are certain people that are in your life for a period and some people that are in your life forever. And I think Tyreek Hill was a period piece for the Chiefs. I don't think you can tell the Chiefs' history without mentioning Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that when it's all said and done and you look at the Mount Rushmores and the top, players in the Chiefs organization, if Tyreek Hill cracks that list. I think there's a lot of people that were here for a long time and meant more to this franchise than for a short period of time that were changing times. That can also all be true, and none of it was really spoiled. Yeah, he ran his mouth when he went to Miami about Tua having the best deep ball and all this sort of
Yeah.
stuff, but we knew that was all fake. He's just trying to fit into Miami. We knew he didn't mean it.
Right.
He couldn't stop talking about the Chiefs because he couldn't delete the history.
That's
He kept
exactly
going
right.
back to the
Yep.
pictures at the winery and going, man, what a time.
See, like that's happening right now with Tyreek Hill. He's selfish. He's a narcissist, right? He's grabbing all the attention this offseason for himself because if he doesn't do it, there's not going to be a lot of people talking about him because he's washed up, has been, right? He was fantastic, best in franchise history. That's a long time ago. So what I'm interested more about is what's going to happen with A.J. Brown because Nick Sirianni has just said he can't guarantee that A.J. Brown will be back with the Eagles next season. Now, that's a conversation of somebody that I would like to bring in here because I don't think A.J. Brown is a problem child at all. I think A.J. Brown was just at the end of the line in Philadelphia because he saw what that offense was about last year, and it really didn't involve him. And he wants to go somewhere where he can be a difference maker. I would be interested in seeing about getting A.J. Brown to Kansas City. I think he'd be a nice fit here in KC. Tyreek Hill. That's like bringing Soria back when the Royals did it for that second tour of duty. How'd that go? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's bring Soria back in 16. How about gas can Oria? I mean, my God. You don't go home again. You don't do this. You don't put the band back together. You don't reunite in sports.
Well, unless you're Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, the Chiefs have definitely had, McCole Hardman, right? They've done this.
Yeah.
But not at this level.
But Kareem Hunt also, too, was kind of a panic move. They needed somebody that didn't somebody get hurt, and like Pacheco got hurt, right? And he was on the couch.
Well, is the receiver room a panic room right now?
No, not now. It's not. If this is like September and some of your guys go down, then you've got panic moves. This time of year, no. It's February 24th. You got the whole offseason to set up your wide receiver
Even with
room.
the Rasheed Rice news.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I don't think Tyreek Hill makes you better.
Panic
right
may
now.
not be the right word, but it's
No, panic mode is like when you're in the middle of the
You
season.
don't have time. Yeah, you have got
I got to
time,
get a
but-
guy. You've got time to set up your plan right now.
maybe dire. It is dire. The wide receiver room is dire. There are two names right there that are going to play the whole season.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm thrilled with
No,
the wide.
there are. There's a Worthy and Royals. Those are two
those
names. They're
are
gonna
two
play the
names.
season.
But I'm
You
not
got
saying
what you got.
I like the wide receiver room. I'm not saying I'm okay with the wide receiver room. But I'm not in panic mode right now with the wide receiver room. This is all we have, and it's September 1st. Well, then we're having a different conversation, obviously. But on February 24th, no, I'm not in panic mode right now. I'm more in panic mode about Estevez playing for the Royals than I am at the wide receiver position for the Chiefs because nothing has happened yet. They haven't not gotten anybody, and they know what they need.
A lot of Tyreek Hill supporting on the text line. A lot of A.J. Brown hate on the text line. Maybe we can talk more about that.
Well, because you saw Tyreek here and you don't know about A.J. Brown. That to me screams the unknown.
Well, and that's why I started the conversation off with saying that there are two sides on this whole thing, and I've listened to both, and I'm trying to respond to both at the same time because a lot of people are listening and not understanding or trying to listen to what they want to hear. There's been no slander on my part towards Tyreek Hill. I said it ended on...
He slandered himself enough.
Yeah, he had a catastrophic knee injury. I don't necessarily think he's the same player ever again. That's just me. I mean, did Nick Chubb come back from his injury that was catastrophic the same?
No. No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So I do want to get into this Green Bay story because I do love the tease. It just says, hey, Green Bay, F off. But I'm not necessarily mad at what they're doing. We'll explain what Green Bay has decided to figure out in Lambeau here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at Golden Oak Lending want to help you save a boatload of cash, right? That's what they do for us, and we've been with Golden Oak for over a decade now. 11 years we've been with Golden Oak Lending, and I love the fact that we are clients of Golden Oak Lending and friends with the folks over at Golden Oak Lending because they're always on the lookout for us, and they're always going to be on the lookout for you, too, to see if there's a great new mortgage rate out there. We were tipped off a couple of weeks ago by Tom over at Golden Oak Lending. They think the rates may be dropping, and it may be great news for us because when we refinance with Golden Oak Lending, we get to take 2 months off of not having to make a mortgage payment, and that is outstanding. Plus, we get a great low rate. And with Golden Oak Lending, when you refinance, not only do you get those 2 months off without making a mortgage payment, the average cash-out customer saves over $1,100 per month. But you got to take that free mortgage checkup. It is risk-free. There is no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a simple phone conversation with Golden Oak Lending. You tell them all about your financial life and where you want to go, and then they get to work to find out what they can do for you. So call them today and take the free mortgage checkup, 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Missouri, get ready. Circus Sports is giving you the chance to win owner Derek Stevens' wallet. From February 3rd to March 15th, you can take home your share of $250,000 in cash. Simply wager $100 and earn 1 share, wager $1,000 to earn 2 shares, wager $5,000 for a 3rd share. Bet on anything from pro sports to college, straight bets to futures. Don't miss your chance to cash in and take home your share of Derek's wallet. Visit circusports.com for details. Must be 21 and older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-ALL.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
As the owner, coach, and quarterback of your small business, you call the shots. From inventory to payroll and more. Now it's time to bring in LendSeek, your funding MVP. No delay of game here. Get up to $2 million in as fast as 24 hours for business lines of credit or term loans. Let LendSeek's AI marketplace assist you in making the winning play and score that touchdown. Apply at lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and from changing seasons to unpredictable road conditions, having solid auto insurance gives you real peace of mind. With AAA, switching today means you could save up to 21% on your auto insurance. AAA offers dependable protection, personalized coverage options, and customer service that's always there for you. And when you bundle policies or insure multiple vehicles, you can save even more. Visit AAA.com. That's AAA.com.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, Kansas side, 435 southbound. Very heavy approaching K32 with an accident, still blocking the left lane. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results. Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back at it here on 96.5 The Fan. Had a good conversation about the keeping tabs. I'll have a tab. We have to order something. Back to the Future. You dropped that last week.
Yeah, can't order something. Just give me a tab. Can't give you a tab unless you order something.
Yeah, so Green Bay is upset, you could say, maybe, because if you remember, to try to think if I can make this whole story straight, the cheese grater hats that came into Lambeau Field when the Bears beat them, those were Bears fans.
Mm-hmm.
How did Bears fans get those tickets? Well,
They bought them.
They bought them from someone who sold them. And the people that sold them were season ticket holders for the Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
Well, quote, our season ticket holders are central to Lambeau Field's significant home field advantage and the game day experience. Packers Vice President of Sales and Business Development Craig Benzel said in an item posted on the team's website, we continue to emphasize the purpose of having season tickets, which is to attend games and contribute to that atmosphere. Simply put, Packers season ticket holders who purchase their tickets with the sole intent of reselling them should not be Packers season ticket holders.
Okay.
He's big mad.
They
lost to Caleb Williams because other fans got to come into their game.
That's what
and
it
wears
was.
cheese grater hats.
You know what? Then
Also, how did they get cheese graters into the game?
Yeah,
in 2025.
You put it on your head. I think it's probably made of foam or whatever.
I would hope so.
But
some guy.
Yeah, some guy. I mean,
he had like
there was that one
Parmesan.
guy,
Dude.
yeah. I mean, back in the day, if you just wore cargo shorts, you could smuggle anything into KU football games. Believe me, I know. But
ask Flanny.
Yeah, that's true.
Pack of heaters in one and a flask in the other.
I mean, that was pretty much every KU football game. You know, that's what you did, and then you met at halftime and left.
He's rocked up. He's thick.
Let's meet under the stands at halftime and get the hell out of here. All right, we're back. Watch the fourth quarter from home. But I don't think you should be able to tell people what they're going to do with their season tickets. First of all, you're making them buy preseason games, which is one of the biggest scams known to man. So you got to factor that in for people as well. So 2 of your 10 games are fake. The rest of them, you know, there's going to be days where you can't go, where you're very busy. Committing to going to 8 or 10 NFL games, or any games for that matter, is very difficult for people on their time. And the amount of money that are charged for season tickets now, I don't have a problem with people selling them and getting their dough back for some of the games that they can't make. I just don't think you can put a limit on it. And with the cost that are season tickets right now, and the commitment that is season tickets right now, yeah, I don't know how many people truly go to every single game. There's few fans out there that do and have the ability to do that. God love you. You have the ability to go to every single game. My man Dan Joy's first game this year, which will be a preseason game, marks his 250th consecutive consecutive Kansas City Chiefs home game,
Whoa.
counting the ones that have been played overseas.
He's like the Cal Ripken of Chiefs fans.
Yeah, Dan's the best.
He's like the Iron Man of fans.
And,
That's the Iron Fan.
So,
That's what his nickname is. The Iron Fan.
The Iron Fan. Dan Joy, the Iron Fan. I mean, they need to honor him. No, it's great, but they do. But they do. The Chiefs need to honor Dan Joy.
50
250
They
consecutive
play 8
home
games a year.
And that's the other thing, right?
Well, playoffs, I guess, count.
No, but the playoffs and preseason counts. He counts
So
all
they're
of
playing,
them.
what, 2 playoff games?
But 2 preseason games. But even still, say 2. It's insane, right? It's
nuts.
It's like if there were
What a
25
G.
games, that would be a 10-year run. But we know there's so he's been doing this for a very long time, back when the Chiefs obviously, were no good, and we were doing, how loud can the stadium be, and Lot D, all those folks over there are such great human beings. I love them all to death. And so Dan's going into his 250th game, but I don't know how many people can put together like that. And so if you want to sell some of your tickets to make some money back, I got some friends that have club level seats to the Chiefs. They have 3 for themselves. They have 2 others. They sell the other 2. They make their nut back on the tickets that they sell. And, for a lot of times it is Chiefs fans that they're selling them to, because they want to come here and see what's happening. I think you get a very small population of the other team. And if Green Bay really wants to curb it, then you know what? How about we make every game an individual game, and you just buy tickets, for each game that you want to do, or something of that nature, and get rid of the season ticket altogether, because we're going to get to a point where there's only going to be a certain percentage of the people that can truly afford season tickets to an NFL game, and what these teams are going to be asking. Packers are also mad that the fans are getting more on the secondary market than they're getting, selling them for face value too. So that factors in.
It should.
But
it should factor
but
in.
also, every team runs their own secondary sales site through Ticketmaster. So, and most teams have deals with ticket brokers that they sell them tickets to as part of their contract with whatever ticket broker they're in. So the teams are selling these tickets out the back door. Every team's doing it to ticket brokers that they have deals with.
I guess I don't read this by saying don't sell a game, don't sell a couple of games. I didn't read that when I got this. Like, don't sell every game, because you've got people purposefully buying these season tickets and making money off of them and not going to any games. I think that's what this article is concerned about. Yeah.
How many people are that, though? Like, what percentage?
It's enough that it's making its way. They've got 155,000 people on the waiting list, they said, for Packers season tickets. So I think they do have people that would want to go.
Yeah,
so I don't think that's fair to say, I don't think there's a lot of people. Yeah, I think 155,000 people want to go, and I think 50 of those would split at 50-50. I'll go to 4, you go to 4. That's what most season ticket holders do at
That's
some
what we do.
some level,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I'll pick 2,
yeah.
you pick 2, you right?
My
You
buddy
split it.
that has season ticket at the Chiefs, he has 2, and his other buddy has 2.
that's awesome.
So that they're always the four are always together, but he picks all the games he wants to go to early, because he's like, my wife does not like going to football games after December.
Fair enough.
Let alone December moving on. He's
Cold
like,
as balls.
so here's the 4 games left. Do any of you guys want any shot at him? And we pay face value. And then if he ends up not wanting to go, he'll just give us the other ticket, and we then try to find somebody to buy it, and then that's how that happens. But there's no way he's going to all 8.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
I mean, my
hard to
dad
do,
and I
and I
had
think-
quarter season tickets for the Royals for like 2 years.
I don't know how you get to 20 baseball
and
games.
we went to like 12, and we thought we got our money's worth.
Yeah, like that's a lot, man. It's a time commitment. Like, yeah, you're right. A quarter season ticket to Major
20
League
games.
Baseball, 20 games is a lot.
And it's always like a Tuesday and like a Thursday.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
like one of those like
And then if they're
bridge-
losing and they don't really want to go,
No,
and
it's like, hey, this game starts at 6:30. Dad, what time are you off? 5:45. Be ready to go when I get there.
But this also rings of like, if you have a problem with a couple of people, why don't you call them personally instead of blasting out an email like this to all of your season ticket holders? Because the way that I read it was like, all right, everybody's on notice. You start selling your tickets, we're going to come revoke them from you. And I'm like, that's not a fair thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple hundred people that are doing this. Reach out to those people and say, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. We got 155,000 people on the waiting list. We know you've been here for a while, but if you continue to sell your entire season on the open market, we are going to revoke those season tickets, because we do have other people that are waiting for you. Like, give them a warning or put in a plan, because it was also just jumbled. There was no, if you sell X amount of
I would've
games,
liked that more.
I need more of that. Like, they need to really put a plan into place. Here is our new ticket policy, let's say, that takes effect in 2030. That way you got some years to kind of get it, everybody used to it. But in 2030, here's our new ticket policy, and this is the way it's going to be. If you put that in black and white and people violate it, then that's a different conversation.
Thing, yeah. I like them trying to get more fans there. I do like that. I mean, our boss Spector going over to Europe, going over to Great Britain to watch some European soccer.
So cool.
He talked about how tough it was to get a ticket and how secondary markets ain't a thing. They want fans there. So I do respect that. I like that.
Yeah, or you can pay $3,000 and get the VIP package and get your ticket into the game. So, I mean, they're probably absolutely 100% looking at that and thinking right now, don't kid yourself, Mac. I'm sure if the NFL could figure out a way to make more money that way, they would end their relationship with Ticketmaster in that secondary market and go that route, because that's what the EPL does. Because I legitimately asked Steven, Ryan from Cactus and I are talking about going over there to watch games. And we're like, how do you get tickets to this stuff? And especially, we had to buy this VIP package.
Yeah,
it was like,
a whole deal.
There's no StubHub overseas.
Probably works a lot better, too.
Probably does.
Yeah. Coming up on the other side, we get the Start Bench Cut. It is brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow. Get in the know with Jay's Southland Tow as we dive through Start Bench Cut on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that's odd.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it is that time of year, folks. Spring break is here. We got a couple of weeks, and everybody's going to be headed out of town. And if you're flying, you need to make a reservation for your car at Park and Go so your car is protected when you are out of town. You're going to be having a great time wherever you go, and your car wants to have a great time too. It wants to be covered up, and Park and Go has all covered parking, and it's so easy to make your reservation. Just go to bookparkandgo.com and reserve your covered parking spot right now. You can use their easy-to-use app as well, and you're going to prepay, because when you prepay, you get their lowest rate, and you're going to save cash. Now you're ready to go. Show up on the day of your trip, give them that reservation number, and they will direct you to that covered parking spot that's been reserved for you. When you get into that spot, the van meets you, and it's right to the airport you go. And when you get back, just grab your bags, walk outside, jump in the van, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, and more of your favorite sports with same-game parlays. That's what I do. I love it a lot. Live betting and more. Earn BetMGM reward points on every single bet. Take advantage of offers found nowhere else, and keep an eye out for your rewards dropping in your account throughout the year. So again, sign up with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsible. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. No!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Discover a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Heading towards downtown, 29 southbound off get on again sluggish from 16th Avenue into the downtown loop. 70 westbound, still a little slow past I-35 over to the state line with construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern, and the Hot Stove Show is back Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Here's Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac with this week's edition of Start, Bench, Cut.
Tuesday at 9 o'clock, which means Start, Bench, Cut, which means it is brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow. Get the note, Jay's Southland Tow. You had mentioned how Dick Vitale is, by the way, very pleased last night that he got to see Darryn Peterson play for 30 minutes. He went to Twitter about it again.
Good. Hey, at least he went back and said, hey, good job out of them, or however, that's one thing. At least Dick Vitale is not hiding behind his takes like some people do.
But you have said that he's the most important voice to college basketball's history.
Yeah, I do. I believe Dick Vitale is the most important voice in college basketball history, if not the most important person in college basketball history.
So I ask you, Start, Bench, Cut, the three voices that I think are college basketball. This goes back to Mac and I having a conversation the other day about it. Seth Greenberg, Jay Billis, Jay Williams.
Well, Jay Billis is number one. It's not even close for me. I'm starting him.
He kind of took that and ran with it, or I guess walked the court with it.
But he's been great for 20 years. I remember when I was a producer in like 01, 02, we would always have Jay Billis on. He's always just been so good at college basketball. That was the other thing. Like back in those days, you used to call his law office and get him on. It's like we used to have Lee Corso on back in the day. You used to call the pencil company, the Ticonderoga Pencil Company, and they used to patch you through to Lee Corso because he was a pencil salesman. Wow. I mean, it's crazy how stuff used to be.
Number one or number two?
So Jay Billis one, two. Jay Williams, I don't know enough about yet, but I like what I see, so I'll bench him. And Seth Greenberg, to me, back when he was the coach of Virginia Tech, he was the guy every year that bitched about being left out of the tournament. Like we got to expand. Hey, just win a couple more games, bro. So I'll cut Seth Greenberg.
It's like me saying I wish that my tips weren't taxed, and then I no longer serve, and my sister and family are like, dude, guess what?
Tips aren't taxed.
I'm like, damn it. Missed it by 2 years, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah, I'll go same order, I think. Actually, no, I'll go Jay Billis, Seth Greenberg, then Jay Williams.
Okay. Tell me why about Jay Williams.
He's fine. He's fine. I just like Seth Greenberg more. Just like his style. Yeah. They're all good. Don't
Seth
dislike
Greenberg's
any of
more
them.
like direct.
Yeah.
And we'll play a clip of him coming up on the other side of Start, Bench, Cut.
I want Jay on a podcast. That's what I want Jay Williams on.
Okay, yeah, I like that take a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, he's very thoughtful, long form. But so is Billis in a podcast form, too.
It's true.
Greenberg's more of your TV,
Here's the take kind of thing.
Start, Bench, Cut. Better advantage home venue. Allen Fieldhouse, Arrowhead Stadium, or the Horseshoe.
Better home field advantage, you're saying? Well, Allen is number one. I'm going to start that. What's Ohio State's record at the Horseshoe?
Couldn't tell you.
Like what percentage of games do they win?
I just know that
there?
I always hear you don't want to play Ohio State and Ohio State.
So I'll probably go the Horseshoe second, and then I'll cut Arrowhead. We used to talk about this all the time. How many opposing players loved playing at Arrowhead? It wasn't like they were scared by Arrowhead; they embraced it and they loved.
Yeah, they love
it
until the game starts.
No, they loved it during the game. Phillip Rivers loved it during the game. He talk about it all the time. It's a great place to play. Love playing there.
Well, since 2010, they've won over 93% of their home games. All time, 467, 111, and 19. Not bad.
Which is
I don't have the percentage. I don't have the percentage.
What was the for
Since
what?
2010, they've won over 93.
Ohio State.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's number 2 on the list. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It may be number 1 on the list. I mean,
I'll go the opposite here and say Arrowhead number 1 because it's the NFL. And it's so much harder to get that sort of fan base, and Arrowhead's actually succeeded at doing it. It's the college fan base in an NFL and a pro league. We don't have it in the NBA. We don't have it in the NFL. NHL struggles to do this. It's got really good fans, but it struggles to do this. So I'll actually go Arrowhead number 1, Allen Fieldhouse 2, and the Horseshoe number 3. All college stadiums are awesome.
Yeah.
We can name a million kick-ass college football stadiums.
93% winning percentage.
Yeah, but
in
Ohio
15 years.
Ohio State's been the best team.
Yeah. Well, but you can't hold that. But you can't hold that against them because they've dominated.
I'm not holding against them, but I'm just saying we're talking about home field advantage. You've got KU losing to Cincinnati. That was at home, but you've got KU struggling on the road and then going back at home, and it's different.
It
right?
is different. Yeah, it's a lot different. And what has Bill Self lost? 10 games at Allen Fieldhouse in 23 years?
Nuts,
I mean,
dude.
So which winning percentage is higher, Bills at Allen Fieldhouse or Ohio State's at the Horseshoe? Because that's the one I'll give it to. I'll just judge it all by winning percentage.
Random souvenir you can get at a sporting event. Would you like the hockey puck that flies into the crowd, the golf ball that you see the golfer kind of chuck to the crowd after he's gotten a birdie? There might be a little scuff on it, or the football that gets chucked in the air by a player that scores a touchdown.
I'm going to start the hockey puck because that would be cool to catch a puck in the crowd. Now they got the nets up, so it's a lot harder now.
Right.
A golf ball from a PGA guy I will bench, and I will cut the football chucked in the air because there's always some guy wearing an event staff jacket that's trying to take that football back and bring it back down to the field. And I feel like if you get that football, you got to run out the stadium to keep it, and it's too much of a hassle to because they want to return it to the field to play. Hockey and golf, they let you keep that stuff. Football, though, man, you got some event staff down there that some guys got power for 3 hours. Since I was a kid, I hated those event staff people. And they always try to be these big, tough dudes down there and tell you how to do something. Like, okay.
That's why it's so freaking cool that my brother has a playoff football.
He's got the Duke.
He's got from Tua's random throwaway against Miami in the coldest NFL playoff game ever. He caught that. Kevin Harlan, the big man's caught the football. My brother's not big. He was wearing 17 jackets, so he just looked bigger.
What did he do with it?
Kept it. He's got it hanging up. He's got it.
Yeah.
He wants to get
Probably
it signed.
on that game, nobody was coming down to try to take that ball back.
No, exactly. He wants to get it signed by Tua, and I can't remember if it was.
Trying to decrease the value?
I think it was Mike Hughes who picked it off. So he wants both those guys to sign it. I don't know if Tua would be down with that, but I'll bench that. I'll start the hockey, and I'll cut the golf ball, even though that'd be badass too.
Yeah, just like Rory walks by, just
dude.
chucks up.
I mean, I'd rather have a golf ball from Rory than maybe a football from anybody in the NFL, right?
Well,
just to have the Duke on display on like your mantle in the living room. Like, what the hell? You got an NFL football? You know many people that do? Actually, I don't.
Exactly,
Not many, because
saying,
it
dude.
goes into the crowd. Those people are taking that ball back.
It's
I mean,
a
you're
flex.
running out of the stadium. It's pretty good that he got it.
Yeah, all you
it's
gotta do
awesome.
is that dude that had the badassest mullet of all time that caught the field goal and then jumped in the thing and then ran out of the stadium.
But back in those days, nobody cared.
I shouldn't care. Keep it.
Who you having beers with? Start, bench, cut. Hockey guy, NFL guy, Jay Binkley.
I'm going to start the hockey guy. I'm going to bench Jay Binkley, and I'll cut the NFL guy.
Why?
Why? Because I like Binkley. I know I'm going to have a good time.
And you're basically at 2 for 1. NFL guy, Binkley.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
you're
and
right.
NHL guys are just different level. They're still on South Beach
Hey, did
this
you
morning.
see that goal that guy made for the U.S. team? He lost his tooth.
I'll start Bank, because how could you not? And then hockey, then NFL.
Well, how could you not? Because we've already drank with Bink.
It's fun.
His birthday's next week.
Ooh, there we go.
I once passed out drunk in Binkley's recliner and then set the alarm off in his house. You should have seen how quickly he shot up out of that couch. Yeah, we watched Mayweather and McGregor on live stream back in the day.
Nice.
With
Yeah,
all the
back
6'10"
then.
dudes there.
Oh, that's fun.
And I was like, hey, you cool if I just stick around? He's like, yeah, man. I passed out with a beer in my hand in the recliner. He passed out on the couch next to me. I got up, thought I was in the bathroom, hit the garage door opener, started the alarm in the entire house. What the hell are you doing, Dusty? First time drinking?
He did say that, didn't he? Because that is such a Binkley line. First time drinking, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Season tickets to your sporting team, your favorite bar to have season tickets to, so you get early deals, early access, you have your own seat, or your favorite restaurant with the same sort of narrative, early deals, restaurant deals, and you get your own seat and table.
I think I'm going to take the sports. I'm going to stick to sports. I'll start sports, then I'll do restaurant, then I'll do bar.
Like you got this seat at Maloney's.
Yeah, I like that.
This seat at Jasper's or this seat at Arrowhead.
Yeah, that's really good. I'll go bar, sports, then restaurant, but that's tough. Those are all great.
And you know Maloney guard that seat.
Of course he would,
Excuse
baby.
me, is your name Mac Morey? It's not. I know him.
Get bent.
We go to ice cream. Saw these at the store yesterday. Decided to keep walking through the aisle. I think you'd be proud of me,
You're
Bob.
stronger than I.
I was very, very weak at the time, though. Snickers ice cream bar, Twix ice cream bar, and now they have $100,000 ice cream bar.
That's right. Start them all.
Yeah, dude. I mean, $100,000 ice cream.
$100,000 ice cream bar
It's
now?
the best
Dude,
thing
it's
ever.
in a red box, looks just like the wrapper. I was like,
It's the best thing ever.
Tell me what it is.
It's $100,000 and it's ice cream, and you keep it in the freezer and you pop that thing out, and ooh,
But like,
baby,
is
it
the
gets
nougat
nasty.
vanilla ice cream basically then?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then there's caramel chocolate and all
Yeah,
that
it's got
stuff.
yeah.
Bob, it's so good.
Is it? Okay.
Bob, it's so good. Start that. Bench Snickers. Haven't had Twix yet. Sure, it's fire.
No doubt. 2 more to go quickly. You can go to one event, start bench cut, Stanley Cup Game 7, World Series Game 7, or a Final Four.
Never been to a Stanley Cup Game 7, so I'm starting that. World Series Game 7, I'll bench, and then Final Four, I'll cut. Because the Final Four Saturday is awesome. The National Championship game, everybody's gone. It's empty. It's easy ticket.
It's that
It's
Saturday.
an easy ticket to the Final Four, the National Championship game. Because they're in these domes. Everybody's just throwing. You can get tickets for $10.
Since you didn't specify and didn't say it was Royals, I'm going to start the Stanley Cup. If it was Royals, I'd start them. But just Stanley Cup Game 7, that would be intense. Then World Series, and then Final Four.
You watched last year's World Series Game 7? Toronto?
Pretty incredible.
Pretty
One of the
sick.
best World Series ever.
Free agent wide receivers. Start bench cut. A.J. Brown, Mike Evans, Alec Pierce.
No, AJ's not a free agent, right?
Well, receiver that can come to
Receivers
your
that
team.
could end up in the Chiefs.
Okay. Mike Evans start. AJ Brown bench. Alec Pierce cut.
Yep. Agreed.
I really like AJ Brown. I know people have
I
a
do
perception
too.
of him, but again, that's perception
Yes.
of AJ Brown.
It's been our theme of the week so far.
Yeah.
Perception versus reality.
Which is exactly what we discuss next, involving Darryn Peterson, who played 30 minutes last night. That's Mac Morey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens. You are listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers #2 are saying, hey, come talk to us if you need some help staffing. That's exactly right. At Sheet Metal Workers Local #2, our mission is to build strong partnerships between our members, our business partners, our customers, and community. And there's absolutely no cost to become a partner contractor with the Sheet Metal Workers Local #2. If you're an HVAC contractor, they'll provide a flexible workforce for your project demands, timelines, and economic conditions. The Sheet Metal Workers will help adjust the size, skills, and deployment of your workforce to maximize effectiveness during the times when you need it the most, giving you the power to bid every project that suits your business model. They'll provide the best trained manpower specifically for the HVAC industry, along with training for your current employees. And Local 2 has spent over 137 years developing relationships within the communities we serve. So there's no downside. It's completely free with zero obligation. Just straightforward information on how they can help you grow your business and profit margins. Sheet Metal Workers Local #2. We're an old union with a new perspective on business. Learn more at sheetmetal2.org.
Stay warm and worry-free with Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Get a new furnace absolutely free with the purchase of select HVAC systems. The pros at Hamilton make upgrading easy with flexible financing, expert installation, and energy-efficient options that can help lower your monthly energy bills. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee, are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Some flavors just take you to another place. Like the Filet-O-Fish.
A crispy fish fillet made with wild-caught Alaskan pollock on melty American cheese topped with tartar sauce, all on a soft, steamed bun. It's crispy, flaky perfection. And right now, I can mix and match 2 favorites, like a Filet-O-Fish or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets for just $6. This deal is the catch of the day. So get to McDonald's fast. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What's good, y'all? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, SAG Master, and now your host of Free Range. This is where NFL meets real talk. Every week, I'm bringing you inside the game, from locker room stories to league-wide headlines. You want football IQ, locker room insight, and real conversations with the people shaping the league? Welcome to Free Range with Von Miller, where nothing is off limits and every down counts. New episodes every Wednesday. Listen and follow Free Range with me, Von Miller, wherever you get your podcast.
Ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of FanDuel. All you have to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for 2. NBA futures let you lock in your pick for who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or a conference title, a tight race in the East or a race in the Western Conference. Maybe you want to look at some of the futures now post-trade deadline. Did Cleveland sell you with the James Harden trade that you should be making a bet on them to win the Eastern Conference? Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA and 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry. For Profit Boost token, opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry, at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Today, expect partly sunny skies with a high of 63.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
All right, Cameron Boozer at 6 o'clock tonight, and then we're going to claim him tonight, but my Mizzou Tigers taking on Max Tennessee Volunteers in Columbia tonight with Chick-fil-A breakfast on the line.
Here we go. Go Balls, baby.
Payday Friday, so we can at least afford an $8 breakfast.
Exactly. I'll feel okay about that.
Times are hard for us new guys in radio. We got to be budget busters.
Got to figure out how to make money on this. I really want to.
Well, you got to show your boss you really enjoy and earn it. That's what they say. But no, that is tonight college basketball slate, at least for me. Cameron Boozer starts the night off as 17-point favorites against Notre Dame, 17.5, depending on where you look, or 18.5. And then Tennessee, Mizzou. Mizzou is 3.5-point dogs at home. The disrespect to Mizzou in that game is unreal. I don't think Seth Greenberg thinks it's disrespect or wrong about the Darryn Peterson situation. In fact, I'll let him tell you everything he thinks about it.
Big national talking point. You cover the game as close as anyone. Is the criticism he's receiving fair or unfair at this point?
It's not unfair. It's reality. I mean, Darryn Peterson's a terrific player, and I think he loves the game of basketball, and he's a special talent. But When you play against BYU and you dominate the game in the first half and you just walk up the beginning of the second half and take yourself out without any kind of reason or rhyme in terms of exactly what happened, it's a problem. When you play against Oklahoma State, all right, have a great first half, have 23 points in 18 minutes, and just take yourself out, then you know what? That's a problem. When you have the flu, allegedly, all right, and all of a sudden, 5 minutes before the game, your head coach realizes that is told that you're not playing, that's a reality. It's nothing more than that. They need him on the floor, and they need him to be an active participant in practice to prepare to reach their potential.
I believe Darryn Peterson last night, what do you have, 16? Or was it 14? 14 in 30 minutes.
Yep.
A few rebounds and an assist in that game, but came out, played, and, whether you believe the media or not when it comes to the posts that people share, whether it's the player joining the team at the free throw line, out of context, or whether it's that you thought you saw Darryn Peterson point to Bill Self last night and say, hey, I'm ready. And Bill's like, no, get your ass down there and play defense. It's up to you. I can't make up your mind. It's how you want to take it, but I don't think that he was telling him to get him out of the game. I think Bill was like, hey, quit backpedaling, get down there.
At this point of the season, guys, where we are, at like a week before, less than a week now before March, Sunday is March 1st when basketball season starts to begin.
Jason Tatum comes back.
Is anybody going to change their mind on this guy right now? Like, no matter what we say, no matter what the Nationals say, no matter what Bill Self says, no matter what Darryn Peterson says, is anybody changing their mind and their perception of what they believe Darryn Peterson has been here at the University of Kansas? Because let's say he's played in all of his games. Last night's just a blip on the radar screen. Darryn Peterson, nice night. He finished with, but man, Trey White's, he starred and that. Everything now with this Kansas basketball team is now coming back full circle to Darryn Peterson. And I wonder, because they're even talking about it on, Around the Horn or whatever the hell Frozen Pizza this show is. Remember that show, Frozen Pizza, that they used to have on ESPN2 back in the day? Whatever it is. But they're talking about Darryn Peterson. They're talking about it because he did that article for ESPN and finally came out and spoke about it. But if Darryn Peterson at this point in time, and I don't know this is what he wants or even if this is what Bill Self wants, they want people to change their perception of Darryn Peterson. They should have addressed this a long time ago. They should have been out in front of this a long time ago. When you as an organization handle PR differently than you should, bad things happen. I go back to the Royals and the way that they handled the stadium stuff, right? And how that's been an utter PR disaster. They have allowed the narrative to get out there before they were able to get in front of the narrative, and it took a negative turn, as we saw with the KC tenants and all that kind of stuff, and they allowed that negative voice to be out there, and by the time they said something, well, it was too late. Everybody already had their minds made up. And here we are right now with Darryn Peterson. I think it's too little too late for people to change their minds on who they think he is, what they think of Darryn Peterson as a person. If he ends up winning a national championship for Kansas, Kansas fans will love that he won the national championship, but they'll always be like, man, Darryn Peterson just, kind of changed the whole game of basketball, ruined the whole thing for everybody, or whatever take they're going to have. So I think all this stuff is good that he's speaking now. But, man, that should have been done at least a month ago when you had a chance to change the minds and thinking of a lot of people out there, because I think a lot of folks now see what Darryn Peterson is saying and seeing that he spoke. Maybe it's a lot of white noise. Like, I've already got my mind made up. I'm not going to change.
Well, if you haven't heard him speak, he did last night in postgame, and he said basically in 10 seconds all he had to say.
Somebody's had something to say probably after every game this year, so I don't really pay attention to it anymore. I don't know. I've kind of been a antisocial loner my whole life, kind of, so I kind of just deal with it on my own.
So, not giving any excuses as to why, you don't come out and attack this, but I am going to play devil's advocate on everything you just mentioned. Maybe they didn't say anything at the time because they didn't have a clear-cut idea of what was going on. We've seen the heated pads on the sideline. We've seen the taking them out of the game. We've heard about the article where he says basketball is life, and the fact that, like he said, if I could have been out there every game this year, I would have. And this is where we get to the back and forth of, I don't believe it because now he's been called out. Well, maybe he didn't have all of his ducks in a row, and maybe he didn't have all the, the facts and the evidence that he had out there, because I think now he's in a situation where the reality I think Seth Greenberg brings up is that the reality is that he's fighting an uphill battle that he may never get to the summit of. And that's never going to be his problem because of what he kind of just said there. He's like, people are going to say stuff about everything after every game. And I'm sure, I would assume, that Darryn Peterson has probably been prepped as a high school senior that, boy, is your life about to change when you go to the University of Kansas. People will understand who you are.
Mm-hmm.
People will talk about you that you never thought you would. And this situation that he's gone through does not necessarily help that. But I don't think he can win unless they win the whole thing. But I think last night, because here's the thing, you're never going to change the minds of people that are stubborn as a mule.
That's right.
That will never even give you the light of day.
Right.
Like there's people that, for whatever it's worth, will never forgive Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way that person is. No matter what he does, no matter what he donates, there's people to this day that will never, ever change their opinion of what Michael Vick is as a human being.
Yep.
And those people are entitled to their opinion.
Absolutely.
But the people that are willing to kind of, sit back and absorb the whole thing like a sponge are the people where last night helps. And I will give you the 4 reasons why it helped. Number 1, Darryn Peterson at the end of the game when all of his teammates were around for the interview was off to the side, was doing the dog bark with him, and White was the guy, and he knew it. Number 2, Darryn Peterson played 30 minutes, and he wasn't even the leading point scorer on the floor, and he didn't seem to have an attitude problem. Number 3.
Played defense like a boss last night, too.
And he did. And there was criticism of that when they played Cincinnati because everyone was like, well, he wasn't guarding the 3-point players. Number 3 for Darryn Peterson, he spoke. He gave you at least something to chew on and digest, and you can take it with whatever you have free range of your own thoughts. I can't change that, however you are. And number 4, what I will say is what he showed last night is that nothing really matters what people are saying. He told you right there that I know people are going to talk about me. I know people are going to say and have their opinions, but my opinion right now is that I think I'm the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. And if I could have been out there, I would have been out there. I'm not here saying that I believe 100% of what Darryn Peterson's saying, but I'm out here defending the people that say he hasn't shown me anything of why I should change my mind. And I thought last night, in a season that is running out of time to give you opportunities to see this, I thought last night was something that did that very well for Darryn Peterson. I think that could all be debunked in the next game they played Arizona, and he's like, I'm not good to go, coach. I'd be like, okay, man, this is where I can't defend you. This is where I can't defend that. But again, I don't think we see that. I think that maybe we did see a kid who was injured in a way that he had never really felt before. He probably played the most basketball in his life leading up to his freshman year at Kansas with everything that goes on post-high school, senior year of high school basketball. And maybe you found a loophole and exploited it. I don't know. But however you feel about it, you're more than welcome to be entitled to your opinion. Mm-hmm. But if we're going to look at this from one side, maybe hear the other side of it as well.
Yeah, I think, though, that's kind of the way we are in life with everything, though, Dusty. Everybody gets their minds made up and nobody wants to listen. Even if they're facts presented, that could change the way you look at something. A lot of people don't do that anymore. We make up our minds and we stay wedded to our opinions. I used to be that way when I first got into this business. I was told by somebody, you got to be convicted and stick with it. And you start to realize as you get older that there are more answers out there. There are more questions out there. There's more gray area out there that can be kind of looked into and discussed. And it's okay to have a strong opinion, but as you get more information, kind of change your opinion up a little bit and look the other way and maybe find a way to see what the other side is offering. But I will say with a lot of this stuff that Darryn Peterson, first of all, when you said there at the end, Dusty, like now if he sits out against Arizona, see, that's what everybody keeps coming back to because you don't know if he's going to be there. We want to think he's going to be there, but you use that caveat. And I think that's where most of us are. Great, it was great last night or great the night before, but man, if he doesn't play against Arizona, then what are we supposed to do? You know?
Yeah, you said
people don't like the unknown in life.
I can't defend that, which I get where you're coming from, but I think that's part of the issue is like, you don't need to.
Yeah.
What if he's hurt? What if the whole perception, what if the whole story of this Darryn Peterson thing has been the exact opposite? And actually, we're the a-holes. Mm-hmm. He's playing through pain. He's playing through cramps.
Then that needs to be, like I said earlier,
I agree.
That needs to be offered up. Like, here's what happens in sports, okay? We're so focused the coaches and the teams are, except for the Angels, on winning every single day, that they're always looking for ways to get a leg up. Like Bill Snyder back in the day never disclosed injuries because you didn't have to in college sports. And then because of Bill Snyder not disclosing the injuries and everything the way it is, they started to having to disclose injuries. In hockey, if you get hurt, it's a lower body injury or an upper body injury. It's very vague what to do. But these teams and these organizations, I hate to use the term lie, but they don't tell all truths because they're trying to get a leg up. And if Bill Self were to come out there months ago and say, Darryn Peterson suffering from cramping, well, then that gives the other team an opportunity to say, oh, this guy's hurt. Well, we're not going to have to worry about him. So one cover-up begets another cover-up, begets another cover-up, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there, and if you've ever seen the episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where he lies to his parents, you're breaking your VCR because you've lied so much you've got to destroy something to continue this lie going forward. And I think that's what it got to. I think at the beginning with Darryn Peterson, it was a simple, we're not going to say anything because it could lead to, gamesmanship by other teams. And now all of a sudden we're 3 or 4 months into this thing and they're still trying to cover this up instead of just being honest and saying, man, he has suffered a lot of cramping this year and we just don't know, what's going to happen. In the NBA, if this was happening, fans wouldn't care because this is the norm in the NBA. Again, perception.
Someone asked, does it worry that he's always been an antisocial loner?
No.
And with all this, no, because you could look at a lot of athletes, and that's the way. Zach Greinke's that way.
Now, look, man, I'm an introvert as it comes. When I leave here, I go home. I understand that lifestyle, and it is not fun because people think, oh, that guy's just not personable. That guy just doesn't have a life. That guy's got no friends. That guy's by himself all the time. Why doesn't he do this? Because being an introvert, which I gathered just by hearing Darryn Peterson yesterday, very quiet guy, very introverted guy, that's his personality. You can't change that for somebody.
Yeah, not asking, but does it worry you?
Was what worry me?
Does that worry you? I mean, it's not trying to change it, but I mean, you just said you've struggled with that. That's brought you issues. That's brought perception issues on you. Like, do you worry about that with Darryn Peterson? I would say yes, and I worry about his mental health. And you, Bob, have gotten to know yourself over your 25 plus years of being in your 20s, going to your 30s. Now you're close to your 50s. Yeah. You've gotten to learn that about you. I don't know if he knows that.
And that's correct. He doesn't, because I didn't back then. I just thought
He's 18, 19.
I'll be honest with you. I thought I was shy and overweight. That's always what I thought. And then I realized, well, I'm not overweight anymore. I look pretty damn good.
And I'm still don't want to.
My joy in life is, kind of recharging that battery and using my social abilities for things that truly make sense. I'm not going to waste my energies on just nonsensical conversation or talking or stuff like that. That doesn't mean I'm a jerk. That doesn't mean that's who I am.
Yeah.
And I gather Darryn kind of like that as well. He's probably not the alpha dog, and trying to make somebody the alpha dog that isn't the alpha dog from a leadership standpoint, well, that's not necessarily what you want to do. Again, we go back to these personality tests that you see athletes take, and you're trying to put a guy like maybe Trent McDuffie in a job of leadership, and that's not his strong point. He's not a leader. He's a follower. And Darren's a dog on the court, man. He's a dog. We need more dogs. None of this cat meow. He's a dog out there on the court. And that's like what I do. My ability to have that extrovert release is 4 hours on the radio. He goes out there, he balls, and he just doesn't want to deal with anything. And so everybody's personalities are different. I wish at his age I knew that I was this introvert, because also, too, people put you on a pedestal, or not a pedestal, but they paint you as who you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's not fair.
No, that's just the reality of society. That we have to know everything that's going on. We're just a nosy nation. Like, you have to know. I'll be honest with you. People behind me moved out. New people moved in.
And you're dying to know, right?
I monitor their days. I'm like, all right, red car's in the driveway. It's noon, so they definitely don't have an afternoon job. I need to know what's going on. But I don't care to know, like, what they do, if that makes sense. I just want to know their schedule.
And monitoring
I know
their days.
I know almost every person's car in this parking lot. Now, it's easy because there's only 9 of them, but I basically know every person's car.
You count the ones that have been swallowed by the sinkholes?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Because over there is our guy who produces 98.1 in the morning.
Right.
Plus Snow Cone. No, Slim Fast.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody. Those are the only 3 people. And then what's his face? Champion of the Bit. He parks his Subaru
he
sideways.
parks over there, but we use Egambi before he shows up.
Those are the 4 that park over there. And then we all park. But I mean, that's just kind of like, I think, how people are. Because how many people were actually mad that Josh Simmons wasn't in Kansas City playing football, as opposed to how many people were mad that they didn't know the answer why he wasn't here.
You nailed it. It wasn't that he wasn't here. They were mad they didn't know the answer.
We had a guy at a wedding come up to us with an outlandish story. Here's the deal. It doesn't matter if you know or not.
It's not your family. It's not anybody that's in your circle. And I think that's part of the frustration. Like, you're frustrated with Darryn Peterson because you want the answer.
You want the answer, yeah.
He'll give it to you when he wants to.
Yeah, you should actually care, though, about a 19-year-old who's calling himself an antisocial loner. Picture yourself at 19. That's not a good way to describe yourself.
It's not. It
not
really
good.
is.
I don't like that.
And it is a little concerning, sure, because he's being, lauded as the number one pick, the greatest player this year in college basketball.
Maybe that's all now sinking in.
And maybe there is that weight on his shoulders where he's not physically hurt, but mentally he doesn't know what to do. And I've been in those situations where physically you're okay. Like we were down at the lake last summer. I could not get out of bed. I was physically fine, but I was having one of those kind of panic attacks, for lack of a better term. And I could not get out of bed. All my friends in the world are there. Come on. You're going to be all right. Mm-hmm. And I just couldn't do it. I felt like if I did, I had to be, I didn't know what it was. I really didn't. And I just could not get out of bed. I had one of those last Monday on President's Day. Thank God we were off.
Oh, dang. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it's not easy. So I kind of have a feeling like if he's really going through this stuff, it's not fun.
Yeah, I just don't think it's as deep as like people make it out to be when it comes to like you finding out why he's not playing. Like, he'll play if he can. I understand you're frustrated, but it's not your business. And I think that's where it's at. And I think everybody's different. That's what makes reality so hard. Because you see other people on the team like Melvin Council, who's just out there dancing, having fun.
But he's
barking.
an extrovert personality.
That's just Melvin Council. Or you see Flory being able to joke after games like, man, you shoot too much. You need to pass it more.
Mm-hmm. Why are you giving me a hug?
Yeah, that's because he's witty. Yeah. And that's his personality. I envy people's personalities. Not everybody's the same.
Oh, I do too. I see extroverted people walk into a room and I'm like, damn, I wish I could be that guy sometimes.
Yeah.
Jeez, some people are ridiculous.
Text line's going crazy.
Yeah, it's just some people just aren't sensitive. I don't know.
Well, they just
aren't genuine. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
And that's fine.
I'm being an open book here, man.
I know. I really appreciate it.
Like, this is some hard stuff to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when athletes are going through this kind of stuff, I do have a sympathetic side. And it's okay to be a loner, if that's the term you want to use. There's nothing wrong with that. That's who you are. It's how God made you.
Yeah, I hope that he can embrace that. I don't know. I know we're reading into this and it's one comment, but I just heard an 18, 19-year-old kid who has been through this for the last 3 or 4 years and been the number one and has figured out a way to cope that's kind of closing everyone off. And it's like, okay, I guess that's what I am. I guess that's who I am, which maybe some of that's true, but I think...
And then you start closing everybody off and you realize then you're by yourself, and that's not good either.
So, yeah, and I really hope that he can get out of that, or if he's in that, or if prevent that from happening, if it's, whatever it is. I said, oh, dang, that's sad.
Yeah.
I don't like
because
that. Because
the pressure's probably been on him for years.
Oh, man, yeah, this isn't right now. This started when he was 14.
Imagine being a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid and dealing. We don't know what that is like. And that's why we see a lot of athletes reach a certain level, and then that's it. They get burnt out. They get stressed out. They just decide, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired of this being my identity.
Right. Not everybody can be this guy.
Trying to get our 2 boys ready to carry them to golf tournament for practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Meow, around looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Awesome. Always try to bring a smile at the end of something serious. Coming up, there's a snowstorm up in the Northeast. If you haven't seen, heard Boston, Massachusetts, or is it Austin? Boston or Austin? If you know, you know. 33 inches of snow. That's a lot. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
I love spending time outside at our house, but I noticed some paint was starting to peel. So I called CertaPro Painters to give us a fresh touch-up. We use CertaPro Painters inside and out at our place, and you should do the same. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowes.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offers end March 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Swisey menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Have you ever wanted to go to the NBA Finals? Well, now's your chance, courtesy of our friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. All you need to do is use your profit boost on an NBA future, and you'll be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. NBA Futures, lock in your pick on who you think is going to go all the way, whether it's a team to win the championship or win the Western or Eastern Conference. Maybe you think that San Antonio is going to upset OKC out west. Maybe you got any idea who's going to come out of the Eastern Conference. Maybe you like Boston with the possible return of Jason Tatum. Whatever your bet is for the future, visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Remember, play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 of President, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Limit 1 entry. 4 Profit Boost token. Opt-in required. Must apply Profit Boost token on select market. Restrictions apply. See full terms, including methods of entry at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are your parents still in Florida?
They are.
Because you sent me a screenshot yesterday. I saw that her location said Florida, and I'm like, well, that's a great place to be since they're from the Northeast.
They
where
got out like the day before.
Looks like Tony Montana's desk at the end of Scarface all over the Northeast region of the United States. Right? What did they say? Like 32 inches of snow in like New York?
Yeah, depending on where you were. I think Central Park got like 19 inches. Providence, Rhode Island got like 39. Boston got 30-some inches of snow.
Like, imagine what the snow level looks like up on the monster right now.
I mean, yeah, it's 3 feet roughly. I mean, it's a lot of damn snow, but the most impressive thing about it is the roads are clear. There's blacktop there in those areas of the country. I mean, that's 36 inches of snow. They just moved it out, and everybody's back driving. And, you know, I'm looking at some videos on X. I was watching, you know, some of the local news on the box the other night from these cities, and it's like they clear this stuff right away. If that thing dumped on us, we'd be stuck for days, I feel like, here in Kansas City. I mean, Casey Mo would just quit. I mean,
thought the stores looked bad when they announced 3 to 5 inches.
Yeah.
Imagine if they're like, hey, guys, because the most I've ever seen in my entire life, snow-wise, was when I was in Warrensburg in college. We got, I think, 21 inches of snow.
That's a lot of snow.
Oh, dude, it was insane.
Yeah.
And I was that guy. I called my parents, obviously a poor college student. I said, hey, man, gonna need some money. It's going to get really bad down here. And they're like, well, what are they expecting? I was like, they said anywhere from 15 to 25 inches of snow. And I was like, that's a number that I've never heard before, and I don't believe them. But I would say even at the worst, if they're off, we're getting like 8 to 10. And so it was I believe, a Wednesday night. And I told all the buddies, I was like, hey, man, if I were you guys, I'd go to the store, call your parents, get your essentials, you know,
what
whatever.
year was this?
Gosh, got to be
like... Was
like...
this the 2013 storm, the day Spectre started at the radio station?
I want to say it was like right around 2013.
Yeah, like was the day where Elijah Johnson, bring the show full circle, went to Iowa State and had like 35 points. It was the Melvin Weather Wax game. So that was right around the same time. Because that's the last big snow I can remember because they made us stay in this flea bag across the street.
Because I do remember that email. If you need, or I don't remember that email, but I remember we got one. It was like, hey, if you need to stay close to the station, I've got rooms. I was like, I will not be at work. But I do remember that. And we went to the bar that night. And as we walked to the bar, the flakes were like potato chips. And we kept looking out the door. And I'm like, guys, we're fine. We're not going to have school tomorrow because college is different, right? They're like, well, if you have the ability to clear the parking lot, we'll have school.
Yeah, I don't think we ever had a day canceled at KU.
I mean, this was crazy. We had 3. It was that Thursday, that Friday, and then that Monday.
They carried it over.
They sure did. And then everybody was kind of like, well, I can't get out of my apartment complex. I can't get my car out of the driveway. So they just gave Monday off as well. Nobody went anywhere. It was probably the toughest 3-day bender I've ever been on, from like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4, and Saturday. But I remember we walked to the bar. It was potato chip snowflakes. We walked home. It was to our thighs.
That's insane.
And that was like 5 hours.
Yeah, the biggest one I ever was in was I think it was the first year I went home for college, and we had like 20-some inches of snow. And I remember like my dad's like, you're going to get out there and shovel. Like, I don't live here anymore.
It might have been 2011. Because somebody says I was in Warrensburg too. The whole damn town was shut down.
God, okay.
It was crazy.
I don't
man.
remember that storm here. I remember that. I think it was 2013.
Well, then
here.
True Green Thumb says Thunder Snow 2013. We got 15 inches here.
Okay, that's the one that I remember here.
Yeah, because that's when we were like, "What is that sound? Is this the end of the world? Is this where we start praying?" Because I don't know. But
would you like to be caught in something like we saw? Because I saw these people in Providence on skis going down the hill on streets skiing and doing all that kind of stuff.
I have too much ADD and OCD. Where like I've got to be out, and after like you said, you're extremely introverted.
Yeah.
I'm your opposite.
Yeah,
you know
are.
that.
Yeah,
like
right.
I'm extremely extroverted. I can walk into a room. I don't care if I know anybody. I don't care if I'm judged as annoying or arrogant. I'm going to be the same person everywhere I go. Obviously, you got to know your surroundings. I don't go into a funeral. I'm like, I'm here.
Right.
But
which would be funny. Do it for mine, please.
Yeah. Well, it's like Nick Swartzen said. He wants to be strapped up with like puppet strings, and then halfway through the funeral, be lifted up out of the casket and see what everybody's reaction is. But no, and I think that not my thing because that's way too much snow. And like I hate when I can't go anywhere, and they're like, hey, like this past what was it, a month ago, they're like, just stay home Friday and Saturday. I'm like, a lot of people are like, hell yeah, dude, like crock pots, sweatpants, pajama pants, movies, Nixon 6.
Yeah,
me, I'm like, man, I just have to go to the gas station. I don't need to, but I gotta get out. Like I'm just that guy. I shouldn't be. But I don't know. I don't know what to say you guys about that, but
I've skied to work before.
You have? Really?
Yeah, over in Cody, Wyoming. Absolutely.
Yeah? How fun was that?
It was great.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it at all. I loved it. Yeah, but that was what it was. I mean, people had snowmobiles and went to work, or you're going to work kind of thing. Yeah, and plus it's Cody, so everything's 2 seconds away. But yeah, skied to work, it was great.
Did you cut the line there too? Or?
Did you, what'd you say that they've already got the streets? Like
yeah, the streets are cleared. Yeah, it's crazy. Last night on the Providence News, they already had the blacktop showing. I'm like,
that's insane.
Yeah. I mean,
like how?
Because they just start working and they've got, I saw one, it was a garbage truck with a plow on the front of it.
Yeah, anything.
Just
anything and
everything and move. And they were saying yesterday on the news, like I was watching the New York news too, and they're like, yeah, tomorrow we'll be back to normal. Like,
back to normal.
Okay. Oh my God, they are. But I mean, that's just different up there, right? They understand how to clear the streets, and they also have the opportunity to take that snow and dump it into the ocean, dump it into rivers and stuff that we don't have that opportunity.
Or your driveway that you just shoveled.
Yeah, or dump it into your driveway, But I mean, it was a mess, and then all the streets are clear, and Jim Cantori, the Weather Channel's out there driving around, and I'm like, I can't believe those are the roads up there today. That looks spectacular. That looks like 5 days after 2 inches here.
Did you see that car that ended up, I can't remember if it was Philly or Chicago for the last winter storm a couple months ago, that a car was on the side of the street and got completely like immersed and caked in snow, which happens to a few cars, right? It's a city. This one, they could not move, and it was ended up like ice was a part of the car, completely totaled the vehicle. They just had to tow it. Like they literally could not move it. They couldn't open the doors. It was literally like inches and inches of snow and ice had become a part of this vehicle. You saw this?
Yeah, they were totaled.
Completely totaled. They had to tow the vehicle. She's like, "What the hell, dude? I can't. I've tried to move my car."
And they're trying to like break the ice off, and it's literally like
it's breaking the cars or busting.
No, the cars are so frozen that the engine's just done.
So you couldn't even remote start it.
No, they were towing them left and right, and they were just. It literally looked like a movie. It looked like when Mr. Freeze and Batman and Robin freezes the entire town.
Wow,
straight up.
Are you kidding? That's awesome.
I was literally the guy
to see.
Yeah, I thought I was literally like watching AI, and then you just see the lady out there. She's like, "What do we do?" And the guy's like, "Well, your car's frozen, totaled."
Well, they had some guy on that, some passerby, if you will, in Providence, and he was from New York, and they said, "You're stuck here." He goes, "Yeah, I am," and he goes, "Thank God they towed my car." And they go, "What do you mean, thank God they towed my car?" He goes, "I would have tried to drive home in this." And so they saved my life. And he goes, and they're not going to release the car from impound until the state gives the go-ahead that the bans of driving have been lifted. He goes, so they're saving my life even more because I would have got in the car and drove home. So this guy was like celebrating.
That's funny.
Hey, but that's the way to do it, right? You take a bad situation. You can't change the bad situation. Yeah. Why dwell on it? Why get mad? Why get angry? Why borrow trouble? Just move on.
Move on. If you can't control it.
Yeah.
Some cool news here out of the music world. Long-running Southern California band Sublime. You're familiar?
Yeah.
They're putting together a record with Atlanta Records. And it's going to be their first new full-length album with their frontman Jacob Noel. If you remember, his father, Bradley Noel, was the lead singer, died of an overdose in a hotel room.
Yes.
They're going to put together an album together.
Nice.
So he's the lead singer, the founding rhythm section of the drummer Bud Goff, and the bassist Eric Wilson. So
They can do
Sublime.
Santeria?
I don't know.
I've seen videos of him singing live, man. He sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. So good for him.
The band is also
sure that's
celebrating
tough for him as a son.
You want to go to Red Rocks? The band is also celebrating the 30th anniversary of its smash 1996 self-titled album with 2 nights at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado, April 17th through the 18th.
We'll be out of town.
Yeah, well, not yet. We go to Colorado. We go to Colorado. Then that's west, east, north. We can't do that. Dang it. Either way. But yeah, Sublime, new album. That's going to be something to check out.
Sick.
Never was the biggest Sublime fan, but always a respect value like none other. They were different. They were catchy. They were popular. They were good. They were themselves.
Good patio band.
Yeah, very good patio
very
band.
good.
Yeah. Like one of those bands that you're drinking to and you think that they're really good, then you're sober in the car on a Tuesday.
You're like, this is all right.
Little known fact about your guy, I can sing the first 2 verses in English and Spanish to Caress Me Down, if you've never heard that song.
Wow. Why is this skill acquired?
Lots of hours listening to that song, trying to figure out because I worked at Red Robin and the entire kitchen staff was Spanish. And I learned that song, and then I would go sing that song, and they'd be like, man, what are you singing over there? I'm like, Caress Me Down by Sublime. They're like, do you know what you're saying?
Nope.
No. Lots of sexual stuff. Maybe don't sing that loud.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was great. Yeah. So that's kind of cool little nugget on the day. Hey, tomorrow, Jay Binkley on the show. We get to talk to him all things draft
juice
because
all over
his
the place.
man, the vampire, Mel Kiper, he's got Jordan Love to the Chiefs, and he's comping Mendoza as Matt Ryan and Peyton Manning-ish. That's what vampires do. They lie, drink blood, and make mock drafts. Binkley tomorrow at 6:45. Go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It can change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City State